Good day. Good day, everybody, my friends. This is a particularly different day than usual. Our usual suspects, Von Helton and Shannon and Jason and J-Dubs, just the usual lulzcows have kind of taken a break for a while, it seems. Which was rather unfortunate because kind of we were enjoying watching them, weren't we? But the world is different today, as I found out when I woke up. But I'm not the best person to explain exactly what's going on. So I thought it would be better to take it step by step. So the first thing that happened was that this gentleman here had something to say. Let's listen in.
A short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious group of very hard, terrible people. Its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world. For 47 years, the Iranian regime has chanted death to America and waged an unending campaign of bloodshed and mass murder, targeting the United States, our troops, and the innocent people in many, many countries. Among the regime's very first acts was to back a violent takeover of the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, holding dozens of American hostages for 444 days. In 1983, Iran's proxies carried out the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut that killed 241 American military personnel. In 2000, they knew and were probably involved with the attack on the USS Cole. Many died. Iranian forces killed and maimed hundreds of American service members in Iraq. The regime's proxies have continued to launch countless attacks against American forces stationed in the Middle East in recent years, as well as U.S. naval and commercial vessels in international shipping lanes. It's been mass terror, and we're not going to put up with it any longer. From Lebanon to Yemen and Syria to Iraq, the regime has armed, trained, and funded terrorist militias that have soaked the earth with blood and guts. And it was Iran's proxy, Hamas, that launched the monstrous October 7th attacks on Israel, slaughtering more than 1,000 innocent people, including 46 Americans, while taking 12 of our citizens hostage. It was brutal, something like the world has never seen before. Iran is the world's #1 state sponsor of terror and just recently killed tens of thousands of its own citizens on the street as they protested. It has always been the policy of the United States, in particular, my administration, that this terrorist regime can never have a nuclear weapon. I'll say it again. They can never have a nuclear weapon. That is why in Operation Midnight Hammer last June, we obliterated the regime's nuclear program at Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. After that attack, we warned them never to resume their malicious pursuit of nuclear weapons, and we sought repeatedly to make a deal. We tried. They wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. Again, they wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. They didn't know what was happening. They just wanted to practice evil. But Iran refused, just as it has for decades and decades. They've rejected every opportunity to renounce their nuclear ambitions, and we can't take it anymore. Instead, they attempted to rebuild their nuclear program and to continue developing long-range missiles that can now threaten our very good friends and allies in Europe, our troops stationed overseas, and could soon reach the American homeland. Just imagine how emboldened this regime would be if they ever had and actually were armed with nuclear weapons as a means to deliver their message. For these reasons, the United States military is undertaking a massive and ongoing operation to prevent this very wicked, radical dictatorship from threatening America and our core national security interests. We are going to destroy their missiles and raise their missile industry to the ground. It will be totally, again, obliterated. We're going to annihilate their Navy. We're going to ensure that the region's terrorist proxies can no longer destabilize the region or the world and attack our forces and no longer use their IEDs or roadside bombs, as they are sometimes called, to so gravely wound and kill thousands and thousands of people, including many Americans. And we will ensure that Iran does not obtain a nuclear weapon. It's a very simple message. They will never have a nuclear weapon. This regime will soon learn that no one should challenge the strength and might of the United States Armed Forces. I built and rebuilt our military in my first administration, and there is no military on earth even close to its power, strength, or sophistication. My administration has taken every possible step to minimize the risk to U.S. personnel in the region. Even so, and I do not make this statement lightly, the Iranian regime seeks to kill. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war. But we're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future, and it is a noble mission.
Oh, yeah.
We pray for every service member as they selflessly risk their lives to ensure that Americans and our children will never be threatened by a nuclear-armed Iran. We ask God to protect all of our heroes in harm's way, and we trust that with his help, the men and women of the armed forces will prevail. We have the greatest in the world, and they will prevail. To the members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, the armed forces, and all of the police, I say tonight that you must lay down your weapons and have complete immunity, or in the alternative, face certain death. So lay down your arms. You will be treated fairly with total immunity, or you will face certain death. Finally, to the great, proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations. For many years, you have asked for America's help, but you never got it. No president was willing to do what I am willing to do tonight. Now you have a president who is giving you what you want. So let's see how you respond. America is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force. Now is the time to seize control of your destiny and to unleash the prosperous and glorious future that is close within your reach. This is the moment for action. Do not let it pass. May God bless the brave men and women of America's armed forces. May God bless the United States of America. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Okay. So what we got here is a situation. It's not. Oh, yeah. I just wanted to get back to Hatfield here. Hatfield. He says, man, I hope this doesn't turn into another Iraq. I spent 12 years, 5 deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan as a Marine rifleman. Oh, man, thank you so much. I really admire that. And then with Force Recon. Shit, that's dangerous shit, man. I'm glad you made it back. I was wounded twice. Lost a lot of friends. Yeah, war is stupid, stupid. Especially these religious wars, nuts. Because in every, at least in every single case since Crimea, or since since 9/11. Since 9/11, Muslim terrorism has exploded, and Muslim fifth columns into Western countries has exploded. So, yeah, your PTSD must be through the roof. But anyway, that's something that we could talk about if you want to join the panel. When I'll put a link up later on. Although I'm going to be pressed, I can do this for a few hours. So, you know, everybody's got a right to say what they want, and this is, I guess, an open platform. Now, from here, I want to go to a channel that I watch every day, every single day. I will give you a, I wouldn't say it's a warning, but be advised that this is probably the most boring channel that you will ever have watched. However, I just love every second of it. Now, what it is, essentially, it's a channel that watches the search for MH370, that Malaysian Airlines that disappeared 12 whatever years ago. And so I'm not going to bore you with that, but he has something to say about he does have something to say. Let me just go back here. And he has something to say about the situation, because he does air news, aviation news, let's say.
Welcome to a special edition of Daily Airline News. I'm Jeffrey Thomas. This episode is 368. It is called Travel Chaos. The attacks on Iran by the US and Israel are causing travel chaos across the Middle East, with explosions also heard in Bahrain and Qatar, and also some reports of an explosion in Abu Dhabi. The airspace across Iran, Jordan, Iraq, Qatar and Bahrain is closed, while all Qatar Airways flights have been temporarily suspended to and from Doha. Qatar Airways has said in a statement, Qatar Airways Group confirms the temporary suspension of flights to and from Doha due to the closure of Qatari airspace. The airline is working closely with government, stakeholders and relevant authorities to support impacted passengers and will resume operations when airspace reopens. Once usual operations resume, we anticipate delays in our flight schedule. We have also deployed additional ground staff at Hamad International Airport and other key airports to assist affected passengers. The safety of our passengers and employees is always our highest priority, and we apologise for the inconvenience that has been caused. It urges passengers to get further updates by visiting QatarAirways.com, the Qatar Airways app, or its official channel on X. But Qatar Airways is not alone, with most airlines cancelling flights to many Middle East destinations, and all passengers are urged to check with their airlines. Emirates has just announced that regional airspace closures have caused disruption to several Emirates flights. Emirates urges customers to check with Emirates for travel updates and Emirates flight status for the latest updates. It says we are actively monitoring the situation, engaging with relevant authorities and adjusting our operations in line with the latest developments. It says Emirates adheres to all regulatory requirements and follows guidance issued by aviation authorities. It apologises to customers affected by disruptions for any inconvenience caused and it will be assisting them with rebooking, refunds, or alternative travel arrangements. It adds the safety and security of our passengers and crew remain our highest priority. Now, many flights of many airlines that were in transit to the Middle East have been diverted or returned to the airport of origin. The latest round of strikes involving the United States and allies alongside Israel against Iran has triggered the kind of immediate safety-driven shockwave that civil aviation dreads. Airspace closures, last-minute cancellations, rapid reroutes, and a cascading knock-on effects across long-haul networks that normally thread through the Middle East as one of the world's busiest aerial crossroads. The moment a conflict escalates, airspace becomes the central variable. Iran issued a NOTAM on February 28 and closed its airspace for a period of 6 hours, a clear signal to operators that conditions were volatile and could change without warning. Even short closures are disruptive because they break the predictability airlines rely on for fuel planning, crew duty time legality, alternate overflight permissions, onward connections, etc. When airspace goes uncertain, dispatchers typically respond by routing aircraft around a risk area, often adding distance, time and fuel burn, or cancelling the flights that can't be operated safely or economically with the new constraints. Now, within hours, there were visible cancellations on routes touching Iran, of course, and Israel. But the Middle East is not just a destination region, it's a global bridge. Europe, Asia, Europe, Australia, and countless cargo lanes pass through or near airspace that becomes sensitive when all these airspaces are impacted. Now, when airlines avoid Iranian airspace and, of course, Iraqi airspace, they tend to push north and east using Central Asian corridors or south and west using Arabian Peninsula Red Sea options. But both of those options have trade-offs. So every detour imposes costs: fuel, longer tracks and potential holding, crew legality, extended block times can push flights over duty limits, forcing extra crew or technical stops. Aircraft utilization, a late inbound aircraft triggers late outbound departures and delay propagates. Slot and curfews, arriving late can mean losing a takeoff landing slot at a constrained airport or running into night restrictions. So it's a real nightmare for the operations departments of these various airlines. There are also other factors with airlines responding to a mix of state-issued restrictions and NOTAMs, insurer and war risk considerations, and formal safety guidance. Once a major regulator says avoid, many carriers will not re-enter until the risk picture stabilises, even if airspace technically reopens. Australia's DFAT warnings on the 28th of February explicitly pointed to the risk of escalation and flight cancellations in the region, including the possibility of broader disruptions due to airspace closures. Now, interesting, cargo is often where the operational pain becomes the financial pain the fastest. Detours reduce payload margins, more fuel can mean less cargo, and late arrivals can ruin tightly timed logistics. When passenger flights cancel, belly cargo disappears with them, forcing shipments onto freighters or alternate routings at higher cost. Now, one of the things that's possibly not appreciated is that most air cargo actually flies in the bellies of passenger flights. Yes, there are lots and lots of pure freighters, but the majority flies in the belly of passenger flights.
I did not know.
So the disruption of cargo is significant.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all we have for you at the moment on the disruptions. I will bring you another update tomorrow. Essentially, the message is this. If you are going to the Middle East, anywhere in the Middle East, or if your flight is transiting the Middle East, then you must check with your airline. Check on their website. There'll be warnings. They may advise you of the cancellation by text message. Most good ones will, but you may not have given them the number. So you need to check and double check to make sure that your flight is going to operate. But you may find, unfortunately, that it will not. So it's a very volatile situation. So I do urge you to please check with your airline to see exactly what is happening and how you will be impacted, if at all.
So, that just shows you that it's not just a regional little war. Big war. Obviously, it's like massive change is going to happen, but it affects everybody, especially the traveling population and the cargo industry. So this is going to change things. Markets are going to respond. The next thing I have lined up to give, again, a lot more perspective, and this time we get a lot closer to the actual pulse of Iran. And we go to our friends, my friends, certainly at the Atheist Republic. They have a Atheist Republic.
And I think there were 17 Americans.
Hold on a second. A website, YouTube channel. No, this is not Atheist Republic. I'm sorry. This is the same type of people, but these guys are Ayn Rand Center UK. Oops, what have I done? How the hell did I do that? Oh, sorry. Okay, this is Ayn Rand Center UK, and they are live.
Something like the Jews did it. But yeah.
A Jew did
also, Bonnie says, please don't take a chance. Get your steps in. I'm with Bonnie, but Michael is an adult and can make his own decisions. Yeah, it terrifies me to think of, Iranian.
Yeah, but when you have, we must have had 15 or 20 of these by now. I mean, I go down there and I go after 30 seconds, but there's something, I know it sounds odd, but there's something fundamentally different about this set of sirens today than there were in the last wars. And unfortunately, we've been through enough missile sirens here in Israel that I'm fairly savvy with, famous last words, but careful. You will see me disappear at times. And that means that the siren is going on and need to go. We have several minutes warning, by the way.
It does only take one, and again, we don't know what's coming at night. But yeah, I guess the sirens will be longer if they're.
No, these are. But one other thing, and again, I'm not trying to make light of this because I get it, and I have a young daughter and two other boys. It takes. We get many minutes in Tel Aviv warning. So if you get in, you can afford to wait. I mean, a lot of times people are out and about. There are actually people walking their dogs now and folks going for a walk outside, and they'll move briskly to some kind of a cover, if not an actual missile safe room. But so there's a lot of forewarning here.
All right.
Okay, I should just let you know that if you're not familiar with Ayn Rand Center UK, they are essentially a libertarian-based, very pro-Israel, very pro-individual rights, much like I am. And they have a totally secular perspective on everything. Love it. Oops.
The longest stream in the history of this channel, longer than the previous record, which was when the June 12-day war started. Is that correct?
I don't remember how long. I mean, I can check.
Over 7 hours, but I think we're now further over 7 hours. In any case, this will be the longest stream unless YouTube takes us down. Okay, you know what, Race, give me a couple of minutes so we can talk about some more updates and so on, and then I will depart and be back in a few hours.
All right.
So yeah, somebody
These guys are
somebody
boring.
in the chat, where is this? Said,
Do you agree that these guys are boring right now? I don't mean that they're boring all the time, but right now we got to find out what's going on, right? So let's switch to the FDD.
So what does that mean in terms of missile barrages and interceptors, and can our defenses hold? To John's point about the Gulf states, are they going to be pulled deeper? Are there going to be more severe attacks against them, and how will they respond? We've talked a bit about the Strait of Hormuz disruption. It's 20% of global oil, as I recall. That's pretty significant if the Houthis actually can do it. And is this days long, or is this something much bigger? So just as sort of parting insights from both of you, what are you watching? What are you most concerned about? And what are you most optimistic about?
I'll start with the positive. I'm optimistic, and I'm very happy with the initiative taken by Israel and the US. Very happy with how this has started. I'm hopeful that the initial results in terms of taking out key figures, we'll get a confirmation on that. And it looks as if we will, because I'm seeing lots of reports on it in Israeli media based on kind of offline conversations with security officials. So that's hopeful. I am underwhelmed so far by the amount of missiles that the Iranians have been able to fire, and it remains to be seen which side will win this offense-defense competition. How well will Israel be able to degrade and to hunt missile launchers versus how much will the Iranians be able to fire? And of course, eventually it boils down to numbers game. How many interceptors will we have versus how many missiles and launchers will they be able to field and fire? And then it's a logistics issue. In addition to that, the regional peace, Hezbollah, Palestinians, Arabs in Israel, what happens in Syria, what happens in Jordan, what happens in Judea and Samaria. These are things that are around the corner, and I'll definitely be monitoring. Israel has mobilized between 70 and 100,000 reservists in order to strengthen defenses, not in order to be able to maneuver anywhere, but to be able to contain situations and better defend along our eastern border with Jordan, sustain operations in Judea and Samaria, and along the northern border. And that's going to be very important as well, to make sure that we don't have all kinds of local terrorists get away with themselves here in some jihadi dream of helping the Islamic regime. And to see whether Hezbollah and the Houthis join in any meaningful way. Bottom line, I think we can be relatively content with how this has started, and I'm hopeful that we will see swift, decisive action by the US and Israel. And I think this is about getting the regime down and really making them so weak so that the Iranian people can actually rise up and reclaim power. That is, of course, a process that will take time, and it won't be easy and it won't be neat. But at the end of it, I think we are witnessing historic days, nothing less.
All right, Chanzer, take us home. You were a counterterrorism official, U.S. Treasury Department, going after jihadists and Islamists. And the one thing that has not been mentioned a lot, either today or in the past, has been this network of potential sleeper cells that the Iranians have cultivated around the world, including the United States, Europe, targeting Israelis, targeting Jews, targeting Americans. This is a concern. Tell me a little bit about that network. Does it keep you up at night, or do you think we've got a pretty good handle on that?
Look, I don't know. I'm not in the system any longer. I haven't seen the intel in years. But let me just say, 20 years ago, we were keenly aware of Iranian sleeper cells and nodes that could be activated. And as you well know, Mark, we've seen indications of the Iranians being able to do this in the United States, targeting, former officials, Iranian activists, and actually getting close to being able to do so on multiple occasions. So don't rule that out. And I would just argue that, one of the things you talk about, look, I'll go through the list of the couple of things that I'm watching right now. One is just those proxies. are they going to activate? And it's Houthis, Hamas, Hezbollah, Shiite militias in Iraq. They so far quiet. We want to keep them quiet. The next thing we're watching is air defenses. Are they going to hold? And not just for Israel, but for American bases, for Arab oil installations, for U.S. embassy, for the Israelis, for all of our allies. Those air defenses that we've brought into theater or that they already have, they're going to need to hold up throughout all of this. Something else to watch. The Iranian leadership. We've only seen the death of one supreme leader until today, right? When Khomeini died and Khamenei came in, that was a crossroads for this regime. We are at another crossroads again. Do they have the will to continue this revolution, this experiment, with one more leader gone and without a clear sense of who comes next? I think that's going to be an interesting thing to watch. Then when you get to the question of the sleeper cells, Mark, here's the big question from my perspective. We have a division in our country between, within the MAGA circles, right? The interventionists versus the isolationists. And this has been talked about ad nauseum. You and I have talked about it on our respective programs, but everybody knows about this. The question really becomes, how much do we sustain in terms of damage? If the Iranians hit us here at home, does that spark a debate about intervention? Does that derail the president's perspective on foreign intervention, the need to topple the regime in Iran, things like that, right? This becomes a liability politically here at home that I think we need to watch. The last thing that I just want to note, which I think is also important that probably folks have not thought about a whole lot yet, but this is what we do at FDD. We're trying to be sort of, we look around the corner, right? If the regime begins to buckle and then it does, in fact, collapse, there is a vacuum in the region. And as I see it, there are probably two primary candidates for alliance structures that can fill the void. One is the U.S.-led alliance structure with the Israelis and the Emiratis, and let's hope the Saudis come around and maybe some of the others, the Jordanians, the Egyptians, right? That they could inherit the region and begin to fill it out in ways that we always wanted to see. The other is the sort of Muslim Brotherhood axis, those that have been nominal allies to the Islamic Republic, the Turks, the Qataris. These are the ones that I worry about. And we could be at a moment where we're thinking about what comes next.
All right, gentlemen, that was great. John Chanzer, morning brief, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Don't miss his show. Conricus all over the media on every outlet, including the ones I would never go on, doing battle with the haters. It's really been a pleasure. Thank you for your great work, and thanks for everyone for listening. We're going to be following the story very closely on the Iran breakdown. So join us next time when we break it down all over again.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, John.
I just realized that my mic is muted. So sorry for subjecting you to that Eastern music. I don't like it myself. Yeah, so let's go and find what the hell is going on. Or do we need... Oh, we can watch these guys. These guys seem to know what's happening.
Have planes, or excuse me, the Saudi Arabians do have planes in the air. Iran does not have planes in the air. Iran does not have any planes left. It's unknown at this point if any of their F-14s and their F-4s survived. I very much doubt it. Very, very, very much doubt it. Not a Phantom or a Tomcat left, which is a huge loss, by the way. Those planes should be in museums.
This is...
There has not been any additional information.
This is Tony Kinnett.
Information that suggests whether or not the Iranians have made any further plans to announce the Ayatollah speaking before Iran. I'm going to very quickly pivot over to some of our additional information that we have coming in here on the Tony Kinnett Cast. Thank you guys for joining us, by the way, as we carry out this live coverage of the campaign in Iran.
You're welcome, Tony.
Again, a lot of claims that are being made by increasingly fewer individuals that this means we're going to invade Iran. I will remind you that, by the way, there have been absolutely no divisions that we are aware of infantry or armor that have been sent over to the Middle East at all in any, again, outside of normal rotations. There's been none of that. None of that at all. So far, what we continue to receive footage of are military strikes, drone strikes, essentially. Oh, here's a particular clip of the United States and Israel blowing up the office of the supreme leader in Iran.
You've seen this one. I've seen this one.
Boy, don't they sound terrified and angry, or do they sound like the people of Iran, the people of Persia, and Eastern Kurdistan are very, very happy and overjoyed? As the President of the United States said in his statement, and I also would like to echo from some of the comments who say this very accurately and acutely, it will be the people of Iran who take back their country and who carry out this revolution. Trump has already said that in his statement. At the very end of his statement, he made it very clear. In fact, I'm going to find that particular clip and pull that section of it up again.
A short time ago, to face certain death. So,
come on. I already showed this, but hey, if he wants me to be first with the news, that's fine.
Lay down your arms.
That's
you will
IRGC.
be treated fairly with total immunity, or you will face certain death. Finally, to the great, proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand.
This is the president, again, reiterating his call that he made earlier, get out in the streets, help is on the way. A couple of weeks ago, the Israeli government asked the president not to move then. Again, that is confirmed by sources outside of Israel who are not friendly to Israel, that right now, the president is making it clear who is going to be doing the legwork and the footwork to retake their country. It's the people of Persia. That is the claim being made by the president of the United States right here. He's making it clear.
Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations. For many years, you have asked for America's help, but you never got it. No president was willing to do what I am willing to do tonight. Now you have a president who is giving you what you want. So let's see how you respond. America is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force. Now is the time to seize control of your destiny and to unleash the prosperous and glorious future that is close within your reach.
He's essentially telling our friends in Iran, or the non-Muslims in Iran, to get rid of Islam, change the regime, transition to a secular government, and it starts today. That's essentially what I'm hearing.
Does that sound as though we are about to go put a bunch of boots on the ground? It says, now's your chance. This is it.
Yeah.
We'll back you from the air. Go forward. Essentially, this is a very bizarre, yet, I mean, quite an incredible rectification of the Bay of Pigs invasion.
How?
Right here, what you are witnessing
How?
is Donald Trump putting we've talked about the Vietnam syndrome or the Iraq syndrome, the idea that Americans believed that we couldn't do anything anymore after the Vietnam War. We were impotent. And then we wiped away in the Gulf War, and then the Iraq and Afghanistan wars and their horrible mismanagement and their nonsensical hampering of U.S. troops and the nation-building diplomatic garbage. That Iraq syndrome setting in. Every war is Iraq and Afghanistan. That's what you've been told. World War III, we're all going to die, that kind of nonsense. No, the president making it clear, you want to do this, you go out and do it yourself. We'll hold down the air and the Navy, and we'll strike some things. Shelter in place for now during the initial campaign, and then this is your only chance for generations. That doesn't sound like the United States throwing in a couple of divisions of infantry and armor to me. Now, we do have a couple of other things here. Air defense interceptions in the skies over Bahrain earlier this evening. Again, given their times ahead of us, we are now getting into the evening hours. So this particular clip of Bahrain intercepting indiscriminate strikes, or missile launches, I should say. They're not striking very well, from Iran.
Woo. What's happening?
Those are not
What's happening?
THAAD missile battery interceptions. That's not what those look like.
What are they?
That's a different system.
I have no idea. What's it? What
Very
is it?
nicely intercepted, though. Beautiful. Also, we do have some reactions filtering out from the people in Iran at the Trump administration and the Netanyahu's administration movement in this. Gosh, they look so angry and terrified, don't they?
I know. This is what America expected in Iraq back in 2000. Was it 2003 when they attacked? Yeah, when they got rid of Saddam Hussein. 2000, I can't remember. Anyway, they got rid of Saddam Hussein. They went into Iraq, and the whole country turned against them. This time, there's no boots on the ground, but look at the joy in seeing the Ayatollah's palace get obliterated. Oh, the joy.
The head
March
coverings have been thrown off.
Thank you. Yeah, amazing.
You know, making it clear. Now, the French foreign minister has just suggested that the United Nations Security Council will hold an emergency session to discuss the situation in Iran and the Middle East at 10 p.m. Paris time at France's request. Ah, yes, of course. Emmanuel Macron.
Awesome.
Yeah, convene the UN. Oh, great. What are they going to tell us? How they stood by and did nothing?
That's pretty cool, because if the new generation of Iraqis and the new generation of Iranians are cool, like too cool for school, then we're on a good run in history. We're on a good historical run, I think.
With the last 856 conflicts they've observed. Excellent. Excellent stuff. Really, really enjoying it. Really, really, really enjoying all of this particular information. All right, we are standing by for a statement. I believe News Nation's correspondents are reporting a statement from Carolyn Levitt. I'm going to work on getting that particular clip so we can air that here. Some of the Iranian missile strikes are, again, falling short and finding their way to... Yes, they are finding their way to Jordan and southern Lebanon, which is just, the Iranians are going to end up hitting Hezbollah harder than Israel did. Incredible stuff. Incredible stuff going on. To make this effectively clear, that we have so far no confirmation still. I repeat, no confirmation still that the Iranian supreme leader, Ayatollah al-Khamenei, is dead or alive. Again, Iranian individuals are continuing.
Stop. Okay. There's another channel which I think is has a totally opposite perspective on this. Heather Richardson.
Something that
What is
was
this?
essentially, in the way that he did it, stripped it of that meaning.
Well, which is one of the reasons I'm so opposed to the medals of honor for the people who participated in the Wounded Knee Massacre. And I won't go down that rabbit hole.
Totally anti-Trump.
But like I say, at
Anti-US.
least once a year on the anniversary of the creation of the Medal of Honor, I tend to read through the citations for people who have gotten the Medal of Honor in the last 100 years. And you just, all of them have earned that honor, like you say, with just extraordinary behavior. At sometimes the loss of life, their own lives, but certainly
not just heroics, right? It's not just heroics. It's the spirit of the act and the meaning of the act. That's what elevates someone who gets a Medal of Honor.
So, there's a number of ways that I would love to go with this discussion. Is there anything that jumps out on the face of this attack I guess maybe this is a place to go, is that I think it is astonishing that we have not talked about the fact that the reason that Trump is arguing that Iran is a threat to the United States is because of the development of nuclear weapons. He's the one who pulled out of the JCPOC, which was the agreement that everybody but him said was working to keep
created by.
Exactly. Go ahead.
Obama.
Yeah.
Obama negotiated that. And I think 2018, Trump pulled us out of that negotiation that was aimed at limiting what Iran could do in the realm of creating nuclear force. And Trump in 2018 pulled us out of that and imposed sanctions on Iran. Like, oh, yeah, well, we're just going to punish you for not doing the right thing, which, of course, that's Trump's mindset. I'm going to do mean things to you, and then you're going to do what I want. Works really well.
Well, and then, theoretically, the last time he attacked Iran, remember, nobody was supposed to say that he hadn't, in fact, knocked everything out. Remember, he's like, that's right. It, they lost it all. And now here we are saying, well, we're going to attack them because they could get it back. I mean, so there are those.
Said that? I mean, has he even said we could get it back, or is he just ignoring the fact that he just declared that it was all eliminated? Has he just thrown that aside and he's not?
Yeah, that's just absolutely thrown completely to the side.
Yeah.
But so one of the things that
perform in that region, I have contacts, as I'm sure you've heard me allude to now and again, to certain military contracting groups in the Middle East that I'm going to stop kind of going into detail about there before I get myself into trouble. But none of them in Pakistan, none of them that I've heard so far. I mean, time of opportunity here, maybe. We'll see. It appears that the tide has shifted kind of on the international side of things, that the Trump administration, all of this, oh, you're going to start World War III. China and Russia are going to do the thing. Oh, they're going to hurt us. The entire BRICS alliance is going to swing in and stop this from happening. That's what's been claimed by a lot of those precious hyper-isolationists. Nope. Now, I do know China earlier this morning, Eastern time, released a statement, mid-afternoon for them, in which they called for all powers, everyone to de-escalate, which, quoth the Raven, LOL. The Chinese had, yes, we do have this, from China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesperson. This would be at just before 10 a.m. this morning. Quote, China calls for an immediate stop of the military actions, no further escalations of the tense situation, resumption of dialogue and negotiation, and efforts to uphold peace and stability in the Middle East. Wow, the country that was going to send ballistic hypersonic missiles that worked about as well as any other product from Temu says we want everyone to calm down and have done nothing else. Hey, China, where are those boats you were sending to the Straits of Hormuz? Where are they? Where are they? Oh, they're not doing anything. For the Russians, by the way, the answer is also radio silence with a slight tut-tutting. So the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for Russia has posted, even earlier than China this morning, a little lightning bolt update emoji. On February 28th, and I'm quoting this directly, the U.S. and Israel have embarked on a perilous course, carried out airstrikes on the territory of Iran. And then here they're going to get out the adjectives and the nouns. You ready? It's a deliberate, premeditated, unprovoked act of armed aggression against a sovereign and independent UN member state. I'm going to repeat that last sentence. I want you to remember the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for the Russian Federation is saying this. Ahem. It's a deliberate, premeditated, and unprovoked act of armed aggression against the sovereign and independent UN member state. They're attacking a sovereign, independent UN country. Goodness, Vladimir, I am of shock. As you may remember, there are other sovereign, independent member UN states that the Russians may have had something to do with. Again, I have no great love for what I consider to be a rather corrupt Eastern European nation. But if we're going to pretend that the Russians have any leg to stand on at all regarding this, I'm just enjoying this. I really am. I'm getting a real kick. A really, really, really big kick over individuals making history just began yesterday style statements. Okay, some other updates on the information. Let's talk about the timeline, shall we? Again, to those who are just joining us right now, we have absolutely some in the comments. That's a false equivalent. That's not the same. Okay. I'm sorry. I agree from Russia. It's a false equivalent. That they would, get out there and claim the U.S. is very, very, very bad and whatever. But I'm sorry. I do get a kick out of people who try to give Russia moral value to talk about anything, or China for that instance. And that doesn't mean anything about one's love or hate for Ukraine. I get a kick of the pearl clutching that takes place. First of all, again, to those who are just joining us, to make it clear, right now, there are statements from Israeli media that are claiming that Al-Khamenei, whose compound currently looks like a Walmart parking lot in February, just a disaster area. All right. Al-Khamenei's compound is it's rather rough looking. All right. They're claiming he's dead. And also the recently promoted to president of Iran, also dead. That's what they're claiming, at least. Now, he, again, was just promoted after the last president of Iran was killed during the 12-day Israeli-Iran war last year. But there's no confirmation from that from international media sources, from the United States media. Iran is claiming that Al-Khamenei is still alive, kicking, and good to go. There were some rumors that he was alive but injured a little while ago. Haven't seen anything further on that. Again, the foreign minister did come out this morning and, made some announcements that he's totally fine. Like he's still kicking. Everything is okay. We're going to play that clip to NBC this morning. A little desperation in his voice, but again, here's the Iranian counter that everything's fine.
Actually, I appreciate your comments there, and we do have a series of other questions I want to ask you. But just for clarity for our audience right now, can you confirm with specificity that the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei is alive, and separately that the Iranian president is alive right now following these American and Israeli strikes?
As far as I know, yes, they are alive, and the head of judiciary as well, the head of the Speaker of Parliament as well, all high-ranking officials are alive, and the secretary of the National Security Council. So everybody is now in its position, and we are handling this situation, and everything is fine.
Everything is fine. Again, you get out there and you just answer the question directly, okay. But if you then have to say everyone is alive, my brother, his cow is also fine. And then, of course, my local post office man and the guy at the Wendy's drive-thru, all are fine. Everyone is alive. We're all good here. It's Han Solo. What happened up here? Oh, we're fine. We had a slight weapons malfunction. Everything is fine here. How are you? And then you did the reactor thing. Oh my gosh. So sorry. In episode 4, the Star Wars, the original, they then said, we're sending a squad up. And then Han says, oh no, we have a reactor leak, a slight reactor. Give us a minute to lock it down. the Iranians have now asked the UN to intervene because they say, and excuse me, the IAEA, the International Atomic Energy Agency, to convene because that agency, which they left, they're complaining now that the United States violated UN rules about striking reactors and nuclear information and material. Oh, life imitates art. It's interesting for sure. There was a comment asking me about a statement from Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel. He also has released a statement. I'm going to read it to you here now. Again, just making sure that we read all of the various statements from individuals involved. Quote, "My brothers and sisters," this was posted in Hebrew, by the way, it's a translation. "My brothers and sisters, citizens of Israel, just an hour ago, Israel and the United States embarked on an operation to remove the existential threat proposed by the terrorist regime in Iran. I thank our great friend, President Donald Trump, for his historic leadership." Here's that phrase again. "For 47 years, the Ayatollah's regime has chanted, quote, 'death to Israel,' quote, 'death to America,' end quote. It has spilled our blood, murdered many Americans, and massacred its own people. This murderous terrorist regime must not be allowed to arm itself with nuclear weapons that would enable it to threaten all of humanity. Our joint operation will create the conditions for the brave Iranian people to take their fate into their own hands." I'm actually curious to see what producer Daniel, could you do me a favor? In his original tweet, which is in Hebrew, the word for Iranian that he posts in Hebrew, would you send that to me? Like the actual Hebrew word there? I'm just curious which word he used for Iranian. People to take their fate into their own hands. He says, "The time has come for all parts of the Iranian people, the Persians, Kurds, Azeris, Baloch, and Avazis, to cast off the yoke of tyranny and bring freedom and peace-loving values to Iran." If you could also send me the Hebrew words that he uses for the different ethnicities there. Again, I'm just curious. He says, "I call on you, citizens of Israel, to heed the instructions on the Home Front Command. In the coming days, during Operations Lion's Roar," that's a reference to the Lion of Persia, "we will all be called upon to show patience and strength of spirit. Together we stand, together we will fight, and together we will ensure the eternity," and again, he's talking to the people of Israel. So again, there are a lot of criticisms that he made this statement. He's the Prime Minister of Israel. He's going to address Israel. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, a Prime Minister or a president getting up and addressing their own people first and foremost, that's not much of a shock to me. Oh, thank you very much, producer Daniel. Very much appreciated. That's more for me, by the way. I wanted to see. Okay. He used he didn't use the firmly Iranian national moniker Hebrew term there. He used a cultural term. That's very, very interesting. Now, according to some of the naval maps that we have, this is kind of sketchy, but I'll report it. Take this one with a slight grain of salt, if you don't mind. The Revolutionary Guard Corps has technically closed the Straits of Hormuz, specifically near the bend tip near Sohar. But I'm not entirely sure if it's possible to suggest that they have a firm hold on that particular region. An Iranian Shahed 136 kamikaze drone. We have additional footage of the drone striking the building in Bahrain. We're not sure if this is also the warehouse that was struck or if this is a civilian building that they aimed at. I'm keeping an eye on a couple of different reports. By the way, we're going to take a few of the mail time questions real quick here that you guys are sending in. I do want to make sure that we give you some of the information here. From Eric M. He says, there are reports that there are American casualties. Is that true? I have no confirmed reports in front of me, either from my contacts personally, nor international media agencies that have any kind of respect. I have no information that there have been any American citizen or American military casualties as of yet. I have no reports of that. Could there be? There could. Are there any reports that we have so far? No. The only casualty reports that we have so far is that 4 United Arab Emirates citizens in Dubai, when the Palm Hotel was struck, again, by a just thrown out, ill-aimed Iranian missile. It struck the front lobby. 4 are injured. Those 4 injuries are the only casualties that I have a direct report of in front of me that have been confirmed so far. So again, I know there are other strikes that are happening. There is an empty warehouse reported by the United States that was struck in Doha, Qatar. Or no, excuse me, I keep doing that. In Bahrain, where the 5th Fleet is. There have been some strikes in Doha, Qatar that have landed. I do not have any information as of yet. The Jordanian army is reporting 49 drones and missiles were intercepted today by the Jordanian military, most likely at the support of the United States. There are some other reports suggesting that at least one person in the UAE, a citizen, was killed by falling debris. So as far as casualties so far, again, I'm sure the number will increase, but it looks as though it is 1 dead and 4 who have been injured. Now, the United States and Israel are beginning, as evening falls, another round of strikes targeting missile launch sites and air defense systems in central Iran. Certain sirens are going off. Certain tracking systems that we have are lighting up, as they say. And we are keeping an eye right now on everything that we can. So far, reported killed in the strikes: Mohammed Pakpour, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps commander. This is cited by Israeli officials and Reuters. So Reuters is now reporting that Mohammed Pakpour, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC commander, has been eliminated. Iran's defense minister, Amir Nasirzadeh, has also been reported as eliminated, not just by Reuters, but I believe by several international outlets. Now, Ali Shamkhani, the senior advisor to al-Khamenei and described as a key security figure, is listed in several reports as eliminated. There is not yet an official piece of military information yet to confirm that. We are getting additional information about strikes on an apartment building in Bahrain. According to the National, the individual in the UAE who was killed by the falling debris is a Pakistani national, not a UAE citizen. I'm going to make sure stream is down, apparently. I'm going to double check this real quick. Give me just a second, folks. We seem to be fine. Sorry, we appear to have had a slight stream stutter. There we go. All right, we do have some footage of the Iranian strike on the Bahrain apartment building. We're getting information on that for you here, but we do have the footage of this. Viewer discretion advised, please. We'll play that a little slower here. I'm going to zoom in if you guys don't mind. I know my face might be taken up just a little bit here. It's the top of the clip. Okay, one more. God in heaven. These indiscriminate strikes by Iran. Indiscriminate strikes which are now targeting various civilian structure. Well, not targeting, are ending up hitting various targets. That's horrible. We don't know how many are killed. Hopefully, those who are in Bahrain, in Qatar, in the UAE, in Israel, in Iraq, and Saudi Arabia, I hope that they are leaving larger. I do hope that they are leaving larger residential structures. Terrible. We'll get you a report on those particular casualties, which one would have to assume in this particular instance. Again, thank you for tuning in to the Tony Kinnett Cast. We are trying to bring you all of the information that we can. We do have additional photos now coming in from U.S. naval troops stationed in Bahrain. It does appear it was an empty warehouse confirmed that was struck, and that the Iranians tried to fire and did not fire effectively. Just as a first matter here, Iran does become the first country to strike Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Kuwait, Jordan, Bahrain, and Qatar in a single day. Now, again, we do have several reports of the Saudis joining sorties with the United States and Israel right now. These reports have not been verified or confirmed. I repeat, these reports have not been verified or confirmed. And I'm going to be a little bit picky on some of the things that we do issue out here on our live broadcast so far on the Tony Kinnett Cast. So far, the Iranians' IRGC-linked Tasnim News Network has reported officially that Tehran has begun steps to shut the strategically vital Strait of Hormuz. There's no way this ends in anything other than the United States Navy and Air Force removing the rest of the Iranian Navy. This will be the third time in a row that the Iranian Navy has been promoted to the bottom of the ocean. We're getting confirmation that is the Jufair area of Bahrain, the Juffair for pronunciation, sorry, the Jufair area of Bahrain, that apartment building was struck by an Iranian suicide drone. So far, there is still no additional information from Iran suggesting that Al-Khamenei, who was supposed to address the nation 2 hours and 8 minutes ago, no information on whether he plans to address the nation at all. There was supposed to be a video that was released from Al-Khamenei an hour ago. That hasn't been released. I'm not seeing any additional updates from any of my points suggesting that the Iranian president, again, having only been in office under a year now, after the last one was promoted to hell, I believe, or Al-Khamenei, are alive or dead. The Bahrain Interior Ministry has now reported that multiple residential buildings in the capital were struck. That's really not going to go over very well with Saudi and with Qatar. The IAF, the Israeli Air Force, has confirmed a strike on Iran's 116th Mechanized Infantry Brigade in the Qazvin province, Iran. This is one of the brigades that was expected, or at least, was previously reported to have shot and run over in some of those horrifying videos the protesters in Iran. Strikes are currently underway against ballistic missile facilities in Zanjan in northwestern Iran. We'll get you that clip here in just a couple of minutes. Again, give us a second. Sorry, I know we're slowing down in some of our particular coverage. We're going to be careful as well as we can to make sure that we are getting some of the information. We'll address a couple of comments and questions here while my team uploads a couple of clips here. So first and foremost, from Dave Spielberg, he says, one comment, one question. Is Khamenei hummus or grits? That's funny. No, I guess we'll certainly find out. From Cisco asks, are they actually bombing their own stuff? Not via attempt. It appears to be a kind of a flailing maneuver. So far, the strikes from Iran that have been launches have essentially been trying to throw everything out at everyone they can, just throwing missiles out in a 360 pattern, just out as an attempt, just to hit anyone that they can in hopes that they'll actually hit something. So far, it doesn't appear to be successful on any military targets. Did the United States, according to Hollow, did America attack with planes, missiles, or drones? Yes, that I can confirm. The United States has quite a fleet of drones over the area at present. Also, several sorties currently being flown, and then missiles all the way, JDAM's Tomahawks, are currently finding their way to Iranian targets. Now, this is interesting. The first Middle Eastern country to come out and condemn the United States. The Oman foreign minister, this is according to The Hill, the foreign minister for Oman has expressed dismay at the United States striking Iran, says, quote, "This is not your war," end quote. That's really special, foreign minister of Oman. We'll go ahead and file that away, right in the very, very, very super duper important information section. We do have the clip now of the strikes against the missile sites in Zanjan in northwestern Iran. So this is a ballistic missile site reportedly that is being struck. The fireworks that follow. Wow. As evening falls. Oh, Kitty Be Good says Morocco has said something too. Oh boy. Oh no, not the seller of spices and rugs. Oh man. What has Morocco said? Who said Morocco? Kitty Be Good. All right, Kitty, let's see. What has Morocco said? The Kingdom of Morocco condemns in the strongest terms Morocco has condemned Iran. Wow. The Muslim countries not standing with Iran at all. Russia not standing with Iran either. Russia says everyone calm down. China says everyone calm down. So Iran is totally alone except Oman. This is tantamount to Mexico condemning the Soviet Union once in like 1936, and everyone just said, I don't know. It's interesting stuff here. Morocco condemns in strongest terms the abject Iranian missile attack that violated the integrity and security of brotherly Arab states. So I'll say this. This is something that's rather interesting here. Iran's major mistake, Iran's latest major mistake appears to be that they've just thrown a bunch of suicide drones and ballistic missiles, such as they have, that aren't even launching properly. They are simply throwing everything they can at any place they believe to be a target that will cause condemnation, essentially casualties that will be blamed on the United States and Israel. And it's not working, because if you can't aim the missile, guess what? You shouldn't have the missile. And this appears to be the take of Bahrain, whose citizens are being killed. And yeah, hitting a Pakistani national is definitely going to upset Pakistan, who's already striking Afghanistan and Kabul and the Taliban there. It's going to be an interesting couple of hours. I don't see any way forward that the Iranians are able to mount any kind of offensive whatsoever. Any kind of offensive whatsoever. So far, essentially the entire Israeli Air Force flying 200 plane sorties. And the largest air raid ever appears to be focused primarily in northwestern Iran. That's very interesting. That's very, very interesting. It appears the United States is taking care of the rest. The F-22s, I'm sure. The F-22s, I'm sure, are hungry for a little bit of breakfast. Very, very interesting. Very, very, very interesting statements regarding Operation Epic Fury. President Trump, Rubio closely monitoring the situation in Mar-a-Lago, I believe. The Mar-a-Lago Situation Room is really, really getting a lot of attention. I am starting to wonder at what point the Iranian ballistic missile program just runs out. Now, Al Jazeera reported, again, at 10:01 a.m., Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah al-Khamenei, will speak within minutes. Iran's Al-Alam TV reported. It is currently 12:16 p.m. Eastern Time. And, no word from Khamenei. There is currently video emerging, this is Fox News reporting, from inside Iran showing a massive column of smoke rising above a transit station in central Tehran. We will go ahead and put that particular clip up here. Pretty incredible stuff to see some of these strikes. Large fires, large drone strikes that are being reported. A lot of interceptions from the surrounding countries of Iran. Iran has nothing to counter or intercept anything at all. Anything at all. Here we go. Here's the transit station in Tehran. Again, you see a lot of people that are just outside watching it take place because this is not an attack on the Iranian people. It's an attack on the regime. And it's pretty incredible to observe. Now, again, as a reminder here, quote, the Iranian regime has announced that they have closed the Strait of Hormuz. You can only close what you have the force to shut. You only can close what you have the force to shut. So at this point, we're still waiting on confirmation for the dust to settle as to whether or not al-Khamenei is alive or dead. As a friend of mine, Jerry Dunleavy, points out, he's a chief investigative correspondent over at Just the News. He says, Iran's really not helping shed the terrorist regime label by launching drones and missiles at random civilian airports, apartments, and hotels in neighboring countries. Very accurate and well put. Again, all of this, Iran is supreme and powerful, and they're going to be defended and wonderful, and all this is going to be incredible. Nope, they're not in a position to start World War III. They're not in a position to start this. I'm seeing quite a bit. I'm seeing quite a bit suggesting that there's going to be some major incredible action. Iran does not have a huge, boisterous military to do very much outside of trying to keep their own civilians repressed. They don't. They don't have a major land army to swoop into Iraq. And right now, we are receiving more reports, although, again, they are not yet confirmed, that Saudi Arabia is preparing several squadrons to engage in co-sorties alongside the United States. I think we will probably need to see a direct strike make landfall in Saudi Arabia and cause an effective level of damage for that to occur. But they do have sorties in the air, we do know, on patrol flights. Now, there's a lot of allegations and reports, I should say, of GPS jamming and electronic warfare going on over the Strait of Hormuz. I doubt. I very, very much doubt that right now there are a series of flights being rerouted or directed based on GPS jamming, for example, something of that nature. I don't think so. For example, the United States air refueling tanker craft are not reliant on GPS, the civilian positioning system satellites. That's not a thing. That's very much not a thing. More missiles are reportedly spotted over Beirut. Go ahead and air that particular clip as, again, evening, darkness starts to fall. Things are going to get a little bit warmer. John Fetterman has also released a statement kind of in discordance with a lot of his Democrat colleagues. Tomahawk missiles seen flying through Tehran. Wow. Boy, that's fast. Again, Bahrain missiles spotted over the small nation. Now, whether or not those actually do strike intended targets, so far the only target that has been struck in Bahrain appears to be an empty warehouse. Nothing in the U.S. Fifth Fleet has endured any damage so far whatsoever. All right. We have some other condemnation and outrage, things like this. A possible attempt to strike Burj Khalifa in Dubai in the UAE. Iranian suicide drones attempting to get really, really close. If they're already down to suicide drones, like the ballistic missiles are starting to fade and we're starting to see them kind of pull out the cheap drones and fly them, we're starting to get down to the bottom of the barrel already. Airspace just across the entire Middle East is just completely shut down. So far, we do have reports that have been confirmed so far, attempting to strike U.S. and allied bases in the Gulf, including King Fahd and Prince Sultan in Saudi Arabia, Al Udeid in Qatar, the naval support activity in Bahrain, Muwafaq Salti in Jordan. Explosions have been reported in Amman and Abu Dhabi. Kuwait airport damaged. And in the UAE, there has been one confirmed fatality. Again, so far, only one confirmed fatality outside of Iran. Inside Iran, lots of fatalities confirmed. So far, it appears the largest fatality group in Iran, I should say casualty group, because we don't actually know based on the Iranian state media trying to propagandize reporting here. They say a school was struck, but it's not anywhere near where the United States or Iran, or excuse me, the United States, Israel, or its partners have been making strikes in Iran. This particular school that was struck appears to be near a ballistic missile site from Iran, meaning they launched a missile, the secondary rockets failed, and the missile struck their own people, which is a very Iranian thing to do, if you recall some of the situations regarding the Israeli-Gaza wars. Iranians around the world seen celebrating in various countries. Iranian TV is now reporting, after promising a speech by Khamenei for hours, mind you, Iranian TV is now saying that no statement from Khamenei is coming. I repeat, because that is kind of the theme of this particular broadcast right now. I want to repeat. Khamenei, who was, as the supreme leader of Iran, who has been promised to come forth and give a live address. And then they said, okay, there's not going to be any live address because 10 a.m. came and passed Eastern time. They said around 11 a.m. Okay, well, there's no live appearance coming, but instead we're gonna release a video. He's going to release a video telling everyone what's up. That has now not happened. So now Iranian state TV is now reporting no statement at all. No statement from Iran is incoming. None. So if Al-Khamenei has no plans to release a statement of any kind and sort, does the Iranian regime have any contact with Al-Khamenei is the question. The answer is we don't know. The answer is we do not know. As a reminder, one of the last statements on February 17th from Al-Khamenei, quote, if that's the case, he says, so anyway, he said, the Americans say, let's negotiate over your nuclear energy, good one. And the result of the negotiation is supposed to be that you do not have this energy. Well, yeah, because the Americans have the force to back that up. So he says, if that's the case, there's no room for negotiation. But if negotiations are truly to take place, determining the outcome of the negotiations in advance is a wrong and foolish act. Okay, so the idea that Al-Khamenei went out there and said negotiations are over, the foreign ministry would go into talks with Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner and then come out and say, oh, yeah, sure, we had a lot of progress. I mean, we said no, but, you know, a lot of progress. No, I'm just not seeing it, guys. I'm not seeing any of the ideas so far that suggests that the Iranians were trying to continue negotiations. They said no, and they found out. We have some updated information on confirmed airstrikes and explosions in Iran from the Institute for the Study of War and the nations surrounding Iran to its west and south that it has struck indiscriminately in an attempt feasibly to hit the United States. The core strikes appear to have targeted southern Iran near the Strait of Hormuz, which is probably where you're going to see a bit of footage emerge in the next hour or two, as Iran claiming it's closing the Strait of Hormuz is like claiming Al-Khamenei is alive. Sources do trust me. As far as Iran is concerned, though, the northwestern portion, specifically the Tabriz, Kermanshah, Avaz areas of Iran, and then moving a little bit east into Tehran, and then south of that to Qom and Esfahan, have just been hit with all kinds of explosions. Footage of airstrikes, not a single missile or drone strike. I'm going to repeat, not a single missile or drone strike from the allied powers has been intercepted by Iran at all. Not a single one. So far, as of yet, as of right now, 12:26 p.m. Eastern time, there is not a single casualty that has been reported so far from the United States or Israel in a military capacity. The only confirmed outside of Iran casualty that we have so far appears to be a Pakistani national. I love the reports that I love the reports that the Iranians are suggesting they are going to close the Straits of Hormuz. With what? They have no power to do so. Absolutely no power to do so. Now, I do have one clip. If we can't give you Al Khamenei live, we can't go to Al Khamenei live. I mean, we were told he was going to go live. Okay, no. Then we were told, all right, well, we're going to get, we're going to get a video. He's going to record a video or he's going to upload it to prove that he's alive. We don't have that. Instead, what I'm going to give you is from February 17th. February 17th, a couple of days ago, Al Khamenei announcing that he's going to sink the U.S. aircraft carriers. He's going to get out there and he is going to sink the Gerald Ford and the USS Abraham Lincoln. That is the claim that Al Khamenei made. Very boisterously, very excitedly. As of right now, the man's nowhere. The man is nowhere at all. Iranians, according to multiple videos, by the way, there's no jamming of the internet going on in Iran right now. We have several confirmed Starlink uplinks that are currently active in Iran across all provinces. I want to repeat that. I can confirm that there are active Starlink handshakes, pings back and forth between individuals in various provinces. There's no internet blackout effectuated in Iran right now. There's not. That ability has been very, very, very crippled. The statement from Ayatollah Al Khamenei, that being in front of the Iranian parliament and state media on February 17th, where he said, we're going to sink the U.S. Navy's aircraft carriers. He said, it seems to them that, he keeps saying it, he's referring to Trump. The U.S. president says that the U.S. military is the strongest military in the world. First of all, you're damn right it's the strongest military in the world. Anyway, he said sometimes it might choke so hard that it can't even swallow. I love it. And then you have all of the Iranians in their parliament who are, again, putting down their goats for a second to all chant and cheer, yay, we're strong and brave. It's amazing. By the way, this building is rubble right now. This building they're in, it's rubble. It is landscaping gravel. So he's quoting Trump, said, we sent an aircraft carrier towards Iran. He goes, all right. As though he's joking. He's laughing. An aircraft carrier, of course, is a dangerous weapon. But even more dangerous than an aircraft carrier is the weapon that can drag it to the depths of the sea. And again, they all chant and they're like, oh, Al Khamenei, you're so great. Take my goat. Take my 9-year-old daughter. Yeah, they're chanting. Hey, guess what hasn't happened? Guess what hasn't happened? Hey. Neither of the U.S. aircraft carriers in the region have been sunk. In fact, none of the military installations of the United States, except an empty warehouse so far, has been struck. Your own missiles are blowing up before they exit primary flight range. Before they even get 5,000 feet in the air, they are blowing up and falling apart. You're bad at this. Where are the sunken aircraft carriers? Where are they? Show them to me. Oh, wise Ayatollah. Please do share or show your face, either one. In one of his most recent speeches, he said that for 47 years, there's that number again, the United States has not been able to eliminate the Islamic Republic. He complained to his own people. He says 47 years again. The U.S. has not been able to eliminate the Islamic Republic. This is a good confession. He says, I say you won't be able to do it now either. And everyone cheers. And we never saw Al Khamenei again. We haven't yet. We were told we were going to get a speech from him over 2.5 hours ago. Didn't happen. We were going to get a video from him an hour and a half ago. Didn't happen. Now Iranian state media is saying, oh, he's indisposed. Oh, what is it that the prophet Elijah said to the prophets of Baal? What is he in the bathroom? Is he resting? Maybe you should pray harder to him. I'm enjoying this. I really am. I'm enjoying this because all of these empty threats that you were told, again, the Tucker Carlsons of the world told you should take this threat seriously. They could sink a U.S. aircraft carrier. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. Consistently, the United States shows that it is a dominant power, and when you actually have leadership that uses that power effectively, breaking news, it's effective. So I'm very much enjoying a lot of the hyper-isolationist nonsense that claims that, oh, we're all going to be brought to the mercy of China and Russia and Brazil, who are going to sweep in to save Iran. Where are they? Where are they? I mean, I'm looking for it. I am. So in this particular instance, I agree. One of the comments says, I'd say he's more like a paper tiger, but he's kind of more like a rodent. Good question from one of the comments about what percentage of Iran would you consider fanatics who would support him? Tony, what's your guess? Percentage-wise, according to what we know, the IRGC, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, is struggling with a significant portion of the population that they are struggling to repress. So given that, I would say probably a little over half, given, again, some of the information that we have from the internal documents of the regime. I don't know. I'm not claiming to know. What we do know right now is that the videos that are coming out of Iran are people celebrating and cheering, not a bunch of people crying in the streets and burning American flags. You only see that in Gaza. So like here in Iran, the people of Persia do not appear to be overly thrilled. Now, again, while we can move forward, gee wow, Iran Foreign Ministry spokesman Ismail Baghi, who, just a couple of hours ago, the Iranian foreign minister said this as a quick reminder.
Actually, I appreciate your comments there, and we do have a series of other questions I want to ask you, but just for clarity for our audience right now, can you confirm with specificity that the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei is alive, and separately that the Iranian president is alive right now following these American and Israeli strikes?
As far as I know, yes, they are alive, and the head of judiciary as well, the head of the Speaker of Parliament as well, all high-ranking officials are alive.
Okay. As of right now, Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesman Ismail Baghi says he cannot confirm whether the country's top leadership is alive or reveal their location. LOL. LOL. I do enjoy that. By the way, one of the comments saying, hey, if you're playing a video, can you have it take up the full screen and make it kind of easier for those of us who might be viewing it on our phones? The answer is kind of. Free use laws make it rather clear that for the most of the time that I'm playing footage, I have to be on screen providing commentary as well. Otherwise, I have to call NBC and ask them pretty please permission to use the clips. So that's why I do that. I'm not trying to make it, inconvenient for those of you out there. So this all said, some are saying this is a confirmation that Al Khamenei is dead. I don't think so. I'd like to be patient and then confirm it when we know for a fact, but that's certainly not good. We've now moved from he's alive and well and everyone's fine and well to, okay, he's alive and well, just him, and we're going to go to him at 10 a.m. He's going to address the country. And then that didn't happen. Okay, we're going to release a video recorded from him on VHS. In which I said, I hope they bring out some AI version of him and that he starts, through an AI glitch, starting to sing, Whopper, Whopper, Junior Whopper in the middle of his address to the Iranian people. That didn't happen. And now the Iranian Foreign Ministry is saying, we can't confirm whether he's alive or dead or where they are. Now, there is a report that at least as far as Iranian retaliation is concerned, that an Iranian ballistic missile impacted near Mawafaq Salti Air Base in Jordan. It is now confirmed that they did not strike any U.S. military equipment or kill anyone in Jordan. It hit sand. A little bit of clay to go with the sand, but mostly sand. Make sure we have another couple of updates here. Senator Tammy Duckworth, whose part-time occupation is being retarded, says, quote, Donald Trump cannot stop breaking his promises to the American people by illegally striking Iran. Illegally. No, not illegal. Trump has made a choice, one he did not have to make, that puts American lives and national security at risk while threatening to draw us into yet another expensive taxpayer-funded forever war without congressional approval. Evidence. Show me the evidence. Where are the boots on the ground? Where are the infantry divisions being mobilized? Where are they? Explain to me where the APCs, where the honey badgers are being put on planes and shipped overseas to occupy Iran. Show me where they are. Where are the vehicles being made? Where are the additional manufacturing requirements sent into northern Indiana to start making Humvees as quickly as possible? Where? For weeks, the United States has been mobilizing an air campaign. That's it, Jen. That's all. And I'm sorry, Tammy Duckworth, if you're going to speak and be stupid, at least speak quietly or in the privacy of your own home so you don't embarrass yourself in front of all of us. She says, quote, he owes it to the American people. He promised he would always put first to immediately come before Congress and attempt to justify how this illegal war will serve their interests. What are you talking about? What in the world? He owes it to say that he would promise that he'd come before and that also and then you would. This guy stinks. Tammy Duckworth is so retarded. In the meantime, the Senate must immediately vote on Senator Kane's War Powers Resolution Act to block this illegal military campaign. Okay. All right. That's real great, pal. Super duper. Good luck to you. A very fine good luck to you. And then we have from Tim Kaine as well. Trump sending our sons and daughters to war. And then he says, because he still can't accept that he lost the 2020 election. Okay, that's real special, buddy. Thanks for sharing. I love it when people who don't know what they're talking about get out on social media, who have, again, most of them never having left the United States, never having done anything useful whatsoever, have no idea what they're talking about. They're saying that the United States, which Trump has made very clear in statements and military buildup and policy and internal memos, in external reports and briefings, that the United States is going to support an air campaign over Iran and encourage the Iranian people with sufficient IRGC targets being struck to take back their country. And again, make Persia Persian again. Nowhere in that is the Nikki Haley kind of elbow-licking, faux diplomatic, faux compassionate, George W. Bushian, well, within the hearts of everyone yearns for freedom. Yearn for freedom. No, we can just say, all right, take it. There's your last chance. Your one chance in a generation. Again, these were the words of the president of the United States, specifically and explicitly.
A short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Courageous American heroes may be lost and we may have casualties. That often happens in war. But we're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future. And it is a noble mission. We pray for every service member as they selflessly risk their lives to ensure that Americans and our children will never be threatened by a nuclear-armed Iran. We ask God to protect all of our heroes in harm's way, and we trust that with his help, the men and women of the armed forces will prevail. We have the greatest in the world, and they will prevail. To the members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard, the armed forces, and all of the police, I say tonight that you must lay down your weapons and have complete immunity, or in the alternative, face certain death. So lay down your arms. You will be treated fairly with total immunity, or you will face certain death. Finally, to the great, proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations. For many years, you have asked for America's help, but you never got it. No president was willing to do what I am willing to do tonight. Now you have a president who is giving you what you want. So let's see how you respond.
All right. Again, the president of the United States making it clear, not a big boots on the ground operation. Again, defensive postures and protecting U.S. troops, that's been going on for weeks. For weeks. I've seen commentators out there on the greater media sphere who have said, why are we focusing on how safe the Americans are going to be right now? And the answer to that question is that we've been doing that the last couple of weeks, haven't we? Have we not been reporting on certain troop movements and again, air defense systems and things moved in? All of the individuals who are commenting on this, who believe that history started yesterday, and that we need to pretend that everyone woke up this morning and everyone was on the same page, no one did anything wrong, and the United States randomly out of nowhere decided to do World War III things. That's nonsense. That's idiocy. Now, I do want to point out one thing. There's a comment that came in that I find worth, I find worth addressing, and it's from an individual named Yan Yonghui. Says, a primary school in Iran was bombed, killing more than 100 people. I like how we're increasing the number of the casualties since the report. By this afternoon, that primary school will have housed 3.5 million people, all of them innocent, pregnant women and children, all of them. Anyway, a primary school in Iran was bombed, killing more than 100 people. Was it done by Israel or the United States? Well, let's take a look at the map. So, Minab in Iran is in a small city near it's in the Hormozgan province. And this particular building, by the way, is not near any of the other targets struck by the United States or by Israel. It is not near any active or prior sortie missions that have been reported by any intelligence source or journalistic outlets that are tracking some flight patterns as they can. This particular primary school is, however, located next to an area that Iran openly admits it fired a couple of missiles from, based on the return trajectories you can see, from where they also attempted to fire missiles into specifically the United States bases in Doha and Bahrain. The elementary school that was hit, the primary school, was hit by a misfired Iranian missile that did not engage in its secondary rocket procedure. Initial burst got it off the ground, and then instead of soaring upwards into the air like other missiles from that exact projected facility in Minab, instead it ended up falling and hitting a school. So I don't know if you really want to claim that's Israel or the United States. May I suggest cope and seethe? So, I have no sympathy for the stupid. I really don't. I have no sympathy for the stupid at all. Again, still no statement from the Iranians. Still no statement from the Iranian regime. They've simply said, we're going to do everything we can. They seem to be flailing and just throwing out missiles and drones, whatever they can, any direction they can. Yeah, I'm really not going to suggest that the statements from the Iranian state media are credible, but for what it's worth here, the Iranian state media, citing the Red Crescent, says that 201 people were killed and 747 wounded in U.S. and Israeli airstrikes across 24 provinces. They have no idea what that number is yet. They have no idea, and I'm going to wait to see further and additional evidence in this particular instance. That said, it should also be pointed out that the Iranian government has made another statement that Al-Khamenei is not going to come out and make any kind of statement today. So to give you a little bit of a recap on that timeline, because that's what we've covered, at 10 a.m. Eastern, or right before 10 a.m. Eastern, you had Al-Goofy Goober, the foreign minister who went on NBC News and said everything is fine, everyone's alive.
I appreciate your comments there, and we do have a series of other questions I want to ask you. But just for clarity for our audience right now, can you confirm with specificity that the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei is alive, and separately that the Iranian president is alive right now following these American and Israeli strikes?
As far as I know, yes, they are alive, and the head of judiciary as well, the head of the Speaker of Parliament as well. All high-ranking officials are alive, and the secretary of the National Security Council. So everybody is now in its position, and we are handling this situation, and everything is fine.
Everything is fine. Everything is good. So we got that at like 9:30 this morning. And then at 10 a.m., the announcement, Al Khamenei is going to address the nation shortly. Praise Allah. And then he didn't. And so then they announced at 11 a.m. Eastern, okay, he's not going to address the country live, but instead, put your goats together for video, Khamenei. And then that didn't happen either. And then there was a statement about a half an hour ago that said, okay, well, he's not going to address the country right now. We are now getting an additional statement that says, he's not addressing the country today. Things are going real well for the IRGC. Again, just to cite the casualties at hand here, so far, the deaths include, confirmed, I should say, the commander of the IRGC. Additionally, the senior advisor to Al Khamenei is reported to be confirmed dead. I'm guessing the way that they would have assessed that or come to that conclusion is that he was last seen going into the compound that is now rubble. And unless he's learned to swim through fire and wreckage, very unlikely that he's fine. And then additionally, one of their primary defense ministers, Reuters is confirming that he has been kaput. Making sure we get some of our newest information yet. The Kuwait Ministry of Health has now reported that 12 people have been injured amid incoming Iranian attacks, but that all cases are under medical control. So far, the casualties that we know of that have been reported, and I can't say confirmed because these are state ministry reports, and I have a policy of not saying the state ministry outlet confirming things. But in the case so far, in the U.S. attack, Operation Raging Fury, or Epic Fury, or whatever we're calling it, it's pretty cool stuff. The U.S. operation so far, alongside Israel, there have been between 16 and 17 total casualties. 16 and 17 total casualties. The Kuwait Ministry of Health is reporting that 12 of its people were injured, but are all under medical control. So those are still casualties, but they're not fatalities. And then in Doha, Qatar, 4 casualties, 1 dead, believed to be a Pakistani national who died due to falling debris. So that appears to be the information that we have so far. The Iranians reporting a lot of casualties. Again, they're trying to push this school narrative as hard as they can. The military installation that is near the school that fired off several missiles. This backed up by a couple of reports, including Reuters. I'm just not seeing any information that suggests that it was. I mean, it very clearly was an Iranian missile that just didn't engage in its secondary rockets. Above Erbil, several exo-atmospheric interceptions of the Iranian ballistic missiles. Now, as we get into the evening, now major airstrikes being reported in Iran's port city of Khabakar. That's going to be fun. I've seen several reports regarding the Iranian port dock kind of naval installation at Khabakar. That's going to be interesting to see the idea that the Iranians are still claiming that they have closed the Strait of Hormuz. I don't think so. I don't think so. Now, there are vessels that are turning away. There is an Indian vessel, for example, that has been turned away from the Strait of Hormuz But that's likely to avoid when things get a little fireworks explosive-y here in, just a little bit. All right, we are going to, given the unlikely, I would say it's probably unlikely at this point that the United States or major media outlets are able to confirm al-Khamenei's death, at least in, the next couple of minutes here. Checking additional sources again in real time, because I'm trying to be very picky. I'm not just trying to, talk for forever. Oh, the IDF is announcing pre-planned targets. An IDF spokesman in Arabic just announced urgent warning to those present at the industrial complex C in Isfahan. Defense forces will begin attacking military infrastructure in the area in the coming minutes. Dear Iranian citizens, you must stay away from the complex. So it's definitely going to be an interesting couple of hours. I think with that, we're probably going to end our coverage for right now, given that right now we do not know whether al-Khamenei is alive or dead. Israeli sources are now reporting with high confidence. This is the executive director of the Foundation for Defense of Democracies reporting that Israeli sources are relaying high confidence that al-Khamenei is no longer breathing. I'm just a little hesitant here. I would rather tell you guys that I don't quite know yet when we sign off for our coverage now, and then come back in a couple of hours when it is confirmed he is dead and give you some end of day closing updates. My team needs to rest and eat a little bit here. We'll likely be back later today. If you appreciated the coverage, if you like it at all, I would say, hey, consider liking and subscribing. We appreciate you very much stopping, by for a little bit. We'll be back later. And I hope that all of y'all have a good and safe afternoon. If you do consider a moment, of course, pray for those in the Middle East. Pray for the U.S. troops in the region. Pray for our allies. Pray especially for the people of Iran, and that God grant them safety as they hopefully rise up against this regime. I am looking at the particular pictures of the Khamenei home. We'll get that up probably today's later broadcast, because I am seeing now there is, with Iran backpedaling as quickly as possible, very, very good chance that unless Khamenei is going to be communicating to Iran via a Ouija board, he's probably not around anymore. Or the president guy who also claims to have some very important power. An Iran drone has also reportedly hit the Burj Khalifa, largest tower in the world over in Dubai. A super chat. We'll end on this, I think. A Darth Bobcat super chat. Very kind of you. $5 super chat said, I noticed that Trump does these things on the weekend to give stock markets a chance to digest the info instead of panicking. I haven't heard that take before, but I mean, it's not wrong. I don't think you're wrong there, my friend. So any other mail time before we're done? I'll address a few of these. From Donald Mower. No statement from leaders in Iran. No doubt there's a way to distribute such a message. Why would we allow comms anywhere in that country? It's not as easy as you'd think to do a complete blackout shutdown of all communications. It's something that we can do in a localized area, and there are a lot of cyber attacks, which cyber attacks themselves are not my specialty in understanding. But at least in this instance, it's a little bit harder. They likely have a couple of ways that they're trying very hard to maintain communication. One question from channel member Irma Clay's 24 question. Tony, now the point of no return. Should Americans be concerned about the Islamist cells within the United States? I'm not going to suggest anything yet on that. I would say, obviously, head on a swivel, be vigilant always. If you see something, say something. That will always be. I don't care if we are in a time of wonderful, amazing peace or there are concerns around. Be alert. If you see something, say something. And I would recommend that you concealed carry, and you do so responsibly. That is my best advice that I give at all times.
Beautiful.
All times.
Beautiful. Okay.
If you especially
Good. So thank you very much, Tony Kinnett, because I think you saved me. You really saved my bacon, as it were, because I had an hour-long personal family phone call while unexpected, of course, but very, very appreciated, while Tony kept the show going. Thank you again, Tony. I want to turn now to JNS TV with a war update. It might be dated by the time you actually hear this, but let's hear it anyway.
It finally happened. After months of waiting and anticipating, the war has finally rolled out. Israel this morning, in a surprise attack, cleared the airspace around Iran, around Tehran, and bombed the Islamic Republic of Iran, beginning the onslaught of the United States and Israel against the Islamic Republic of Iran, announcing very clearly that they're going to put an end to the Iranian regime and save its people and save the entire Middle East, but not only the Middle East, the entire world. The Iranians have threatened for over 47 years, have threatened the entire Middle East, Europe, the United States, carrying out terrorist attacks all around the world, never hiding their intent of, as they say in Persian, Marg Marg Amerika, Marg Marg Israel, death, death to America, death, death to Israel. Well, they opened a can of worms right now, because if there's any death happening, it's for the Iranian regime. Rumors are abound. The Israeli attack was immediate, and it was singled out to the heads of the Iranian regime. What we're hearing at the moment, there's no official confirmation, is the head of the Iranian regime, Khamenei, was taken out by Israel in the first enormous strike that was taken out on his residence. I can tell you also that from things that I had heard leading up to this, was that Israel had very specific intelligence information that it brought to the attention of the President of the United States. I do not know if it was for this particular event, but putting together everything that I've learned over the years, I would assume that the reason things were delayed was until Israel had total confidence and evidence of the presence of Khamenei and the ability to take him out as the first step of this assault. At 8:30 this morning, we in Israel were awakened to sirens all throughout the country. We all knew immediately what it meant. The state of Israel was put into a state of alert. And then, as we were anticipating, rockets were fired in the direction of Israel. Israel's strike that started earlier this morning was to take out the Iranian threat, missile threat against Israel. And apparently we have been quite successful with that, because of, compared to what the Iranians promised us would rain down upon us, it's even less than what they fired against Israel last year in January. And then again, during the 12-day war that occurred in Iran last June, when they were very successful at striking Israel. So far, we were able to take out their missiles en route to Israel. None of them have succeeded in exploding inside of Israel as of yet. There was some damage that occurred as a consequence of the trajectory of the missiles. When they're taken out, they continue with the trajectory. That's why there are alerts in Israel, so Israelis know to go in to the shelters and the safe areas, so that these pieces of these missiles will fall and not can cause damage. Up until now, just a few Israelis were injured as of this report. So this is how it started this morning. Iran did not keep its attack only at Israel. They escalated the situation by launching missiles at U.S. bases throughout the Gulf area. There were impacts that were reported in Abu Dhabi, Bahrain, and Kuwait. Apparently also casualties and deaths in those areas. There were smoke clouds reported throughout the Persian Gulf. We know that the Houthis in Yemen have awoken once again, and they're promising to send missiles towards Israel as well. Iran has announced that it sent a fleet of drones in the direction of Israel. We have not seen these yet. The first strike by Israel, not only against Khamenei and the heads of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard military commanders, was also against those missile launchers that were directed at Israel. The Iranian air defense systems were also targeted. From what we understand and from hearing from reports in Israeli media, Israel was instructed by the United States. The United States gave Israel the first strike because it believed that Israeli Air Force experience and our ability that was proven last year would be very important to the United States efforts, that we had the abilities that no other Air Force in the world has by clearing the skies. Now, You have to remember, this is not next door to Israel. This is nearly 2,000 kilometers away from us. This is a strike that requires extraordinary professionalism, and this is what the Israeli military was able to show. So the United States asked us to clear the skies of Iran so that the Americans can also join in. We did that successfully within the first few hours, and now the skies over Iran are clear for any of the Western attacks that are being conducted right now against Iran. In Israel itself, in addition to the Air Force striking and the Air Command Defense, or the Air Defense Command, also 160,000 Israeli reservists were mobilized. I know this from my own home. My son was called up in the paratroopers. They're on the border with Syria. They were home for the weekend. They were immediately called up to return to their positions there. But almost every home in Israel has somebody who was called up today. And right now, for the infantry, is the defense of the borders of Israel against any of the proxies of Iran who may have silly ideas on their part about attacking Israel. So far, we know that despite that a lot of the attacks were directed towards the north of Israel, it has all come from Iran. Hezbollah has refrained at the request of the Lebanese government from making the stupid mistake of attacking Israel. Iraqis had mentioned that they may join in, but so far they too have refrained from doing so, and making it very clear that Israel will respond very severely for any location firing missiles or shooting in the direction of Israel. Based on the success of Israel and Iran, all these other proxies understand that any attack against Israel is a death sentence for them. And they are very cautious right now not to pick up arms against the state of Israel, because as we've shown over the past year, we're not taking this lightly anymore. We're not taking any of the bull crap that they gave us over the past generation. We've had enough with this. The state of Israel is showing exactly what the strength of the Jewish people in the state of Israel is. And if anybody wants to take us on, bring it on. We'll show them how big of a mistake it is on their part. President of the United States, Donald Trump, spoke to the American people today, making it very clear that they're going to finish the Iranian regime. And it is now, we're all expecting, the United States is expecting, that the Iranian public, the Iranian people, take over and take control of Iran, and we will assist them to our best of our abilities, but this has to be them doing it. And from seeing the footage coming out of Iran, and if you see any of the pictures of any of the American attacks and the Israeli attacks, you see that the Iranian people are celebrating and calling on the United States, cheering on the United States and Israel, and calling for the death of Khomeini, which may have happened. We're still waiting for official confirmation of that. Israel has registered a warning to Israelis abroad because of possible terror attacks by Iranians who are in Europe and even in the United States. There too, the countries are taking caution to make sure that there are no local terrorist attacks. So just to get an idea of what we're going through here in Israel, it's been a long day since early morning. Every so often we have an alert go off on our phones, which informs us that there are missiles in the direction of Israel. Afterwards, there are sirens and locations that have to take cover, just as you can hear in this video here that was taken from the balcony of my home in Jerusalem. You can hear the sirens, and then you can also hear the explosions in the background, which are usually our missiles taking off to intercept the Iranian missiles. But the atmosphere in Israel is not one of fear or concern. You can see that the early morning of Shabbat, it is the Sabbath here in Israel, and people had to leave the synagogues and go into the shelters. And from these pictures taken somewhere in Israel, you see that the strength and the might of the Israeli people is very clear. And as they are singing in the film itself, you see that the strength of the people of Israel is quite obvious. So that's the updates for right now. It's obviously this is going to be going on for a few days at least. We here at JNS will continue keeping you up.
You know, when they get the religion into it, it just fucks it all up. That's why it makes me wonder if Iran itself will just look what religion's done to Iran. Will Iran learn? Will they go secular, separate absolutely and totally, and show Israel how to do it, to separate state and religion? Because Israel definitely does not separate state and religion. Damn. Wish they would. We are going to take a lulzcow break for a bit. So when I come back, it'll be a lulzcow, because life is just too serious, don't you think? All right, see you in 10. Alrighty, we're back with this guy.
You know how many fucking people on here get threatened all the time on the fucking internet? Grow up. You're almost fucking 60 years old. There's two.
Okay, so Hussy is got Unicorngurl coming on.
I don't fucking see it, and I'm on my TikTok.
Okay, honey.
Mm-hmm.
So this is from last night, apparently, and it's titled "I'm Done." And you can block it all you want. We got it.
I just have to be a pain at one point, and imagine that's it. I'm gonna squeeze through here, Betty.
Put her chat on.
You're good. I'm not seeing it. Listen here, you wig wearing fucking freak and your fucking freak friends, okay? Take my daughter's shit the fuck down, because I'm about to slap all four of you with a fucking gag order and charge you with witness intimidation.
Get fucked.
Okay? I don't give a shit if you want to drag me and you want to put my shit out there. You go right the fuck ahead. But you take my kids' shit the fuck down. I'm not playing.
God,
I'm not fucking playing. You want to know how fucking stupid you are? And my son's sitting right here. I'm at his house. Okay, bitch?
Fuck off, too.
His fucking whole name is on his fucking YouTube, dumbass. He used his entire fucking name.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you got a fucking issue with him and you want to fucking call cops on people, go ahead.
I know his name is on YouTube. I didn't even dox him. He's subscribed to my channel. You're just mad that you shared that stuff and it's going to look bad for you. That's on you. Okay? No one's tampering. No one's interfering with anything. Your judgment is so fucking off that you put shit like that online. Okay? Too late, honey.
Because you watch Shani and Rev for how
Hi,
fucking long,
Charlene.
bitch. They don't do shit here. So call them.
Oh, she went off, Charlene.
You're like a, what, 2
Big
weeks
Granny?
fucking later? Do you know how many fucking people on here get threatened all the time on the fucking internet? Grow up. You're almost fucking 60 years old. There's 2 of you that are almost fucking 60 years old.
I'm 52.
Claiming you fucking love children. Yeah, right. You love them in a different way because you want to make fucking content off of my fucking child's tragedy. I posted a fucking...
I never make content from children's tragedy. Ever. I don't. So if you watched my channel, you would know that.
News article. Best.
Nor have I played video games with minors.
Says nothing about my child. So wherever you got that from, I want to know. Because I'm on my TikTok, I'm on my Facebook, and I don't see shit, bitch.
Ooh,
I don't see fucking shit.
saucy language.
And I haven't fucking even mentioned you motherfuckers.
Oh,
In like a week and a half.
Love a
I've been
feisty
doing my
woman.
own thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing my own fucking thing. What are you fucking crying about? What are you fucking crying about? Because I accidentally put your fucking name out there and I even apologized. My chat called me out on it.
Mhm.
And I fucking apologized.
Mhm.
I was like, oh shit. Hey, some idiot. I'm dragging. I'm done. I'm fucking dragging these motherfuckers. They want to keep dragging my kid. They want to keep putting an open.
Hey, boo.
Hey.
Who's Carrie?
How you doing? She's crazy.
Oh, nuts. Oh, nuts.
Are
Nuts,
you
nuts.
deleting anything? I'm not.
No. Hell no. And if are you really going to try to act like you don't know where this post came from? Oh, I've looked on my TikTok. Oh, I've looked here. I don't fucking see it. Bitch, go take a long, hard look at it, at the screenshot that I posted, because it most definitely came from you. You posted all this shit out there, and guess what? You didn't censor it. You left all the fucking info in there and names. I at least fucking censored it for you. Nobody's name is in it. So you can keep trying to say that we're doxing. It's not doxing.
No.
There are no fucking names shown. Do you know? Like, how the fuck are you going to
Who? We got to go there. We got to go there now. We got to go check this out because I don't want to listen to Carrie. I don't mind. I mean, I'm here to listen to Unicorngurl. To be honest with you.
know her name, and I hope that you keep it that way.
But if it's doxing, Carrie, if it's doxing, she's the one that doxed them.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Why would she share
the
something
only
like
reason
this?
why we fucking showed it, Unicorngurl, the only reason why it was ever brought up and we showed anything was to show the kind of shit you are doing on here in regards to your children, which is my criticism of you. I think that you are being reckless as hell, selfish as hell, and you are using your children for your own fucking needs, meaning you put them in between you and their father's beef. You go on your channel and try to pit them against him. I've fucking seen it. I went and watched your shit. You also bashed your fucking grandma, who's nice enough to let you live with her.
Hey,
you're toxic. You're
the right
problem.
word. She's very reckless, and she
the
doesn't
only person
realize
out
it.
here doxing and giving information about your children is you, and you should stop.
That's right. Chantel, thank you so much for the super chat. And I'm so mad I titled it Unicorngurl, not Boyle. So Uniboyle can commit crimes and her son can make threats, but as long as you apologize, it's fine. Crackhead logic. Yeah.
She's crazy.
She knew it was my name when she doxed me. She totally
she keeps telling that damn. She'll tell it again, I'm sure, in the stupid story. Oh, I thought it was it doesn't matter.
The time when she was going to post my Cash App, she took the time to delete his number, scratch off his number. She's like, I don't want to dox him, blah blah blah. And then when it came to mine, she's like, she just left it there. She knew exactly what she was doing.
Well, yeah, because the thing that doesn't make sense about it is to say, she keeps saying, oh, well, I just thought it was one of the funny words he said, like choke a chain or whatever. You thought, but it was Ken was in front of it.
Yep.
So I don't believe that you didn't know. I don't
knew.
believe you didn't know.
I think she's mad and she's blaming it on us because she realizes that she shouldn't have shared something like that. If there's an open investigation going on, why the hell are you putting shit like that? It's none of our business. It's nobody's business. You're oversharing information. And then when people call you out for oversharing information, you blame us for doxing.
And Unicorngurl, you want to know how I know that you're a hypocrite and full of shit, as well as most of these other people that are over there? Is in your chat right now. This stream just started that you're doing, and I can already see some idiot is in there. And she's a mod. Why don't you go look at her community tab, Unicorngurl? Why don't you go take a look at that and tell me that's okay? Because if you got a problem with what I've done Oh, honey, you have no fucking idea. Why don't you go see what your mod, some idiot, has on her community tab?
Hobbies. Okay. Yep, I don't see it. I don't fucking see it. And I'm on my TikTok. Mm-hmm.
I just have to be a pain at one point, and imagine that's it. I'm gonna squeeze through here, Betty. Nope, you're good.
Okay, sorry. So what I said,
I'm not seeing it.
what I said was, I didn't realize that Hussy was doing a reaction to Unicorngurl. I thought that Hussy was talking to Unicorngurl because, you know, I'm Sydney Winston. So I've gone to Unicorn's channel so that we can figure out exactly what they are talking about, because I don't know. I don't know what Unicorn has to say and why or anything about her other than what she said on my channel the other day. She's welcome to join in this. The link to my StreamYard should be posted at the top of the chat. Let's see what's going on.
You with him and you want to fucking call cops on people, go ahead. Because you watch Shani and Rev for how fucking long, bitch. They don't do shit here. So call them. You're like 2 weeks fucking later? Do you know how many fucking people on here get threatened all the time on the fucking internet? Grow up. You're almost fucking 60 years old. There's 2 of you that are almost fucking 60 years old. Claiming you fucking love children.
Aha.
Yeah, right. You love them in a different way because you want to make fucking content off of my fucking child's tragedy. I posted a fucking news article.
I am not aware of any tragedy of any child in terms of details or who and what and where and when and how, other than what she's just said.
That says nothing about my child. So wherever you got that from, I want to know. Because I'm on my TikTok, I'm on my Facebook, and I don't see shit, bitch. I don't see fucking shit. And I haven't fucking even mentioned you motherfuckers.
Ooh, the language.
In like a week and a half. I've been doing my own thing.
Good for you.
I've been doing my own fucking thing.
Yeah.
What are you fucking crying about? What are you fucking crying about? Because I accidentally put your fucking name out there and I even apologized. My chat called me out on it and I fucking apologized. I was like, oh shit.
You know,
hey,
Unicorngurl and everybody else who's watching, I don't see what the big deal is about being doxxed. I mean, if you're out there and you're causing stress on other people behind an avatar with a cryptic name, and you are you're a troll, a keyboard warrior. I don't think that keyboard warriors need to be protected. Fuck you all. I think you should all be. You should either actually you shouldn't all be doxxed. You should just be all out there and being yourself. You can have avatars and you can have this and the other, but at least show people that you're a person. And if you show people that you're a real person, maybe you won't be such a cunt. But that's just my theory.
Some idiot. I'm dragging. I'm done. I'm fucking dragging these motherfuckers. They want to keep dragging my kid. They want to keep putting an open investigation. An open investigation, bitches. An open investigation of my child's essay case.
Oh, that's
So the
right.
green bag right here, is that there?
Who the fuck do you think you are?
I think that Unicorngurl is very, 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 very angry that her child has somehow been brought into the public light, as it were. Maybe she has. Maybe she's right. Maybe she has a right to be angry. Let's hear it out.
Vacuum up here.
No, I don't. You know what? I tell you what. If you don't take that post down, not only will I slap you all with a gag order, because I don't know what the hell you're talking about. My friends and family, they don't have fucking time to go state hopping looking for fucking 4 dumbasses. Okay? They got fucking lives and families. Nobody gives a fuck. I haven't fucking even given a shit all fucking week about you. And you keep dragging and dragging and dragging my fucking child. You're not even dragging me. Because you know what? At the end of the day, at this point, it doesn't even fucking matter. It doesn't even matter. Even if I did fucking post that, which I did not. Okay? Because I sent the original fucking post that I posted of the news article. And it does not mention my fucking daughter. And multiple people have it and have fucking seen it and have fucking full permission at this.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable with it either, but I'm very, very curious. Like, what is the rage? Like, it seems to me that it's best to ignore and have everybody forget that anything's going on or anything happened than it is to keep on harping and harping and harping about it. I honestly don't know. I don't know who she's talking to, but I think she's I don't know who she's talking to be honest with you. I'm a speculator at this point.
Point to fucking post it because it does not mention my child. You guys dug that shit up. I don't, honey, my channel's free. My channel is free. I'm not like that. Everybody's welcome here. I don't fucking care where you come from. I don't care who you mod for, because that's what this started over, isn't it? Because you guys thought that I was modding for fucking Shani. All because there was a couple unicorns in her fucking chat, and the one fucking old hag on your fucking panel also dragging my fucking minor fucking child's open investigation on fucking line. Do you fucking understand? You're not hurting me with that. You're fucking hurting her. You're saying shame on me for posting a fucking news article? Shame on fucking you. for continuously posting it. You are fucking making others fucking sick. They don't even understand why you're fucking covering the shit. Honestly, I don't either. Because you people sit here and you think I'm dumb and you think I'm fucking crazy because I got some fucking harassment shit on my fucking record. Ooh, do you know what harassment means here in fucking Pennsylvania? Do you know what that means? It's a fucking summary charge. Look up your fucking laws, motherfuckers. You guys live in a different fucking state. You guys live in different states. Do you think all 50 states have the same fucking laws? You're fucking stupid. And you guys are supposed to be so educated. Each state has their own fucking laws. Someone correct me if I'm fucking wrong in the chat, but I'm pretty sure I paid attention in fucking civics and government. I fucking loved it. I fucking loved it. Okay? Get my fucking daughter's shit off your fucking shit because I'm not playing. Because not only will I get gag orders, okay? I'm her fucking mother. I'm her fucking mother. We live in a fucking small ass motherfucking town. Okay? Bitch. You're all upset because I called you fucking horse face and crybaby Care Bear and fucking Skittles wigs. Really? That hurt your fucking feelings? My son fucking hurt your fucking feelings? Well, Hussy, you were just up on fucking G-Man's panel. Didn't you tell him to meet you? Go ahead, come meet me. Come on, G-Man, come meet me. I fucking watched that. You're a fucking hypocrite. That's a threat. Is that not a threat? Is that not a fucking threat? And you can tell Yami because I can't see the bitch. I don't fucking give a shit. I'm fucking done. This is my fucking child. Okay? This is my fucking child. This is an open investigation. And I posted a fucking newspaper article and I did not fucking mention my kid's name. And she could sit on one and rotate later. Cut the shit. Okay? Listen to me. Fuck, now I sound like Yami. Okay, good. I figured she would be. I am fucking tired of this fucking shit. You want to fucking drag my record all through it? Here, I'll fucking help you. Okay, motherfucker? You already put it out there. Yes, I got my license suspended because I'm disabled, bitch. And Pennsylvania has one main fucking DMV that circulates those fucking letters. And most of the time, people don't find out until they're pulled the fuck over. Okay? Whoop-de fucking shit. Guys, guess what? I don't have a license anymore. It's suspended. Oh my God. Fucking sue me.
Careful, he might track you.
Oh, he's known for it. And I'm telling you what, because if you fuck this case up for my daughter, I will fucking own all four of you. I will fucking own you and you will be paying my fucking daughter for the rest of her fucking life. Do you understand me? I don't give a shit. Do you want to fucking drag me? You want to call me uni-crack-corn? You want to accuse me of being on this and that? I don't give a shit. Okay, I'm fucking grown. Okay, but you will not continuously fucking drag my child. I don't care what the reasoning is. I don't care what you think you're gonna gain from this because you won't. I will fucking strike your channel. And I don't like to do that, but I will. I've already fucking sent one video to the fucking cop. I will continue to fucking send the shit. Actually, somebody go fucking screenshot fucking Carrie's thing so before she fucking takes it down. Because you know she's gonna dirty delete the shit. No, Fallon is not no fucking attorney. She thinks she fucking knows shit because she lives in New York. She lives in a whole different fucking state. Yeah. I've already privacy strike them with just the one video of them talking about it. 3 of you are fucking moms. What does that say about you as moms? To fucking drag a 15-year-old going through something. An open you motherfuckers.
Why do they target the ones who don't want to talk shit? My inbox is open. I'm always open to talk shit. Like, I don't understand.
You turn around and go over there. This is me.
Yeah. Yes.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
Would I mind explaining? Oh, I'll tell you from the fucking beginning, okay? Back before fucking Rev got out of rehab at the end of December, I came across a wailing fucking shanty. And my dumbass thought she needed fucking help. And I clicked it. And here I am. And somebody, I wasn't even in there very long. I started investigating her because isn't that what you're supposed to do when you start to feel like somebody's just not right? You go investigate them, okay? I wasn't trying to like dox Shanny or nothing. I just wanted to know what I was dealing with. So people showed me where to go and find the fucking older videos. So that's what I did. They took me over there. 2 bitches, Pink Barbie and Joyfully Joy, decide, oh, she was a fucking mod for Shanny, and they start messaging fucking Hussy about it, emailing him. And all I asked, because of this situation that I'm talking about tonight, is who sent the fucking emails. I don't care, like, if they wrote them, cool. Then I got accused of calling the cops on them. I did not fucking call the cops on them. I did not fucking call the cops. Well, it was already proven that I was not a mod for Shanny. There was another unicorn in the fucking chat. Blaze is a big problem. Yeah, I know. We know. We know. It's okay. I see this isn't what my fucking stream is normally about because I don't give a shit about views and fucking subscribers. I just wanted to be a small little fucking channel on here. Maybe get a few people in the chat here and there. You know, leave my fucking kids out of it. Okay? Leave my fucking children out of it because you don't even understand. You don't fucking understand what you guys are now doing. You think me posting a news article on my fucking TikTok is what's hurting them? No. It's you fucking people. And I promise you, if you don't take it the fuck down, I'll make sure those charges are pressed. You'll get hit with a gag order. And you'll be paying my daughter for the rest of her fucking life or until you guys fucking croak. Okay? Because I don't care anymore. And you can go ahead and try and sue me. There's something called slap laws. I've already spoken to attorneys today. Okay? Do you think I give a shit?
How dare you delete my Roblox?
Oh, she can rage stream all the fuck she wants. She can fucking rage stream all she fucking wants.
No, it's not.
She can do whatever the fuck she wants. I don't care. She can drag me. She can call me whatever the fuck she wants to call me, but she's not going to fucking keep my child's shit up there without my fucking permission, first of all. Because she stole stuff off of a fucking website and then dug in to the guy's name off the fucking newspaper article. I can't control the news, okay? They're protected under the First Amendment, okay? People have the original post, Carrie. Stop it. I'm so tired of this. I don't even fucking know you people. I don't like you people. I don't care about you fucking people. You guys, the wigs, Skittles, sir, you're fucking sloshed right now. Live. Okay? You're fucking sloshed.
Wow, this is getting fun. Hey, Jeff. Who else is here? JJ. Let me make my rounds here. Granny, I saw ASF clips. Oh, gotta go way back to the top. Yeah. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel. Granny Whisperer, I did mention. Oh, Sydney Winston. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the show. There were a couple of trolls earlier, but I think they met their maker. I think there are a couple of packs of 72 virgins less, or available less now. So yeah, sorry, I went to get my breakfast because I'm going to listen to this quite intently. I really want to know what's going on.
How much do you get paid for that? He's drunk.
Who?
The wig man.
Oh,
no, this is
you
my
can't
life.
call him a wig man. That's disrespectful to men in wigs.
Well, they make an exception for him.
No, that's it for one.
Oh, that's an it. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
That's
All right.
mentally disabled.
Mhm.
That's mentally disabled person.
Oh, I know he drinks a lot.
Should we send him
I know.
Sean's number? You can have a best friend.
I'm starting to think Becky's the one behind it. Or Lisa. You saying Hussy's name was not doxing. You know what? And it was an accident. Okay? I did not know. I'm sorry. But looking at his last name, I thought it said choke a chain. Okay? I could not fucking pronounce it.
You download Roblox, play the games that are on there.
I didn't know nothing about it. Somebody in my fucking chat that day.
Make an account. Shit. So that way you can actually get on it. Don't forget it.
Somebody in my chat that day pointed it out that was his name. I said, oh shit. My son ain't on here. I've already told he's dealing with his children. Okay. He's setting up the TV. Relax. I told him I got this. Don't worry, Yato. I took care of this. Okay? This is me. Okay? This is only me. No, it's not Hussy, dude. Shut up. We know Hussy. Yeah, and Hussy's a huge fan of my son. Okay?
Oops.
Hussy is a huge fucking fan of my son. Apparently, he thinks one of my sons subscribed to him. Guess what, motherfucker? That one son that you think fucking subscribed to you, he don't even use social media at all. He hasn't for fucking years.
Folks, I also have a personal life, business life. Something's come up, so I have to leave for a bit. But this is a very long. I'm assuming that it goes on and on and on and on. Hopefully, but I will be back before the end of it. I just want to let you know that I am going to be stepping away and letting this run. JJ, thank you for being here. I hope you're still here because you're a mod. You're the only mod on duty. Anyway, I'm going to let this run and I will see you. I'll be back as quickly and as soon as possible.
Okay? He does not fucking use social media. He don't fucking use it. He's got 4 kids and a wife. He don't have time. Okay? He has a job. He don't have fucking time for social media. So no, he didn't fucking subscribe to you. That's probably a fucking troll trying to fuck with you.
Honestly, I'm worried about the people's mental state who subscribe to him.
Let me, Ian, please. I know it's funny.
Ian, please.
I'm fucking done with this. I want that fucking post taken down. No, I'm not gonna. No, this is me. I'm her mom. Okay. Oh, I'm sure. Well, she doesn't show her face anyways. And that is, I don't care about that. What I care about right now is they have a minor child's open investigation posted. And regardless of what they think they know, which they're wrong about, I'm the mother. I'm the mother, okay? I am the fucking mother. They don't have my permission to use my shit or dig up anything to do with that and air it all over the fucking place like a bunch of fucking pedo fucking weirdos. Yeah, now I'm fucking calling you a name because you're fucking posting about a minor child. Get her the fuck off of here. This Eliza, whatever. Get her the fuck off of here. I'm not dealing with this tonight. You guys, I'm giving you two, not even, I'm giving you 24 hours to take that shit the fuck down. Because then I'm going to start privacy striking it. I'll call the fucking detectives, right? I'll call the state police right now and tell them that you're still talking about it. I have sent them your fucking channel handles. Okay? Don't play with my fucking kids. Don't fucking play with me tonight. I promise you. You don't want me to fucking go there. You want to drag me, you want to call me names, you want to do this, you want to do that with my fucking private information. I don't care about me. Okay, I don't. Is it right for you to do that? No. I didn't know that was your fucking real name, you fucking wig wearing freak. That's why. Oh yeah, they're gonna come in here. But I know Smart Cookie, she's good. Trying to hurt your daughter for what? I don't know why they think she's something to use to shame you. Well, not just to shame me, to get money, to get views, to gain sympathy on did they do that with Shanny's son? They brought him up on a fucking panel with a drunk. They had the other minor child in the chat. Isn't that allegedly what happened? I mean, it's out there, right? The video. I can pull it up. It may be much further, but you know, this is so much worse. Yes, Giga, this is so much fucking worse. Because this is an open investigation. Opened. You might want to look up what a fucking PFA is here in Pennsylvania. Okay? And what an SVF attached to it is as well. Okay? And a PFI, protection from intimidation. That includes third parties. And you might want to look up doxing, because I did. Yes, Yami, I actually read something. Doxing, when used in a malicious manner to intimidate, humiliate, or harm somebody in any type of fucking way is illegal. And that's what you're doing. That's what you're fucking doing. And then you're going around and you're dragging other fucking creators because they won't call me out. They fucking called me out for what my son said. I did not get away with that. Let's make that fucking clear. So you can go ahead and stop fucking dragging the other content creators. Okay? I got dragged for that privately. Okay? So nobody was called out publicly and shamed because that, why do that? Why do that? Why? Right. He is a grown man and he has his own fucking channel. Has his own channel. When I leave here, what would you like me to do? Like the trooper said, because I told the trooper about the threats. Okay? I did. I said, listen, my son, here's the video. Yes, my son fucking threatened these people. This is why. Why? Because you fucking made fun of me live and you don't even fucking, you can't even see it. While I'm fucking crying because of what you fucking did over a fucking memorial thing for my dead child, you fucking laughed. So now because you got a reaction out of that from me, everybody who's now calling you, who was telling me this whole time, don't feed them anything. Shut the fuck up, right? Now they're telling me, fuck it, drag them. Because this is fucking ridiculous. You have been doing this YouTube shit for how fucking long, and I'm new here. Okay? I'm still learning. You people know what you're fucking doing. You know exactly what you're fucking doing. You've done this before multiple times. And I'm not gonna call out other creators. That's their stories. But I am gonna tell you, you need to stop fucking doing this shit. I'm telling you, you're gonna take that fucking video down. You're gonna take that fucking post down. Because you're not gonna like the outcome. And I don't care how you fucking take that right now. Because you know what? I'm a mom. I absolutely will fucking sit in jail for my children. Do you understand me? I fucking will. So go ahead and fucking call the police. I don't care. You don't even fucking, you can't even fucking look somebody up right anyways because you're fucking stupid. I am giving you 24 hours to take that down. All the videos containing my daughter's SA open investigation opened. She's a minor. You got 24 hours. And believe me, the slap laws here in PA are fucking amazing. For those of you who don't know what a slap law is, it's just when somebody tries to sue you and you don't have money, you invoke your slap law. So that they have to pay for your attorney. They have to pay the court fees. They got to pay everything. Because I'm sorry, there is not one judge in this fucking world who will watch the videos that I have and say that you did not use anything maliciously just to hurt me over some fucking words I said to somebody.
Sure. I don't need like a large.
Yeah, they can't sue you for something that they actively engage in anyways. That's absolutely fucking correct. Because there's multiple people. And let's not forget, and I'm saying this very, You fucking threatened G-Man. You fucking threatened him. Go, come on. I'll meet you. I'll meet you. Yeah. That was live. That's still up. Exactly. But see, I'm probably gonna fuck your name up royally, so I'm just gonna call you Two Dog. Well, I'm not gonna say the I'm not gonna say the rest of that. First of all, let's tell you how smart they are. Like I said in the beginning, my son is 28 years old. They can't even get their fucking ages right, but they dug into me. My son is 28 years old. He lives in his own place. Okay. I'm here. Like, one of my grandchildren's having a fucking birthday party this weekend. So I'm here. Here we are. Yep. I gotta be here because you guys won't fucking stop this shit with my minor child's open fucking essay case. It's still open. It's an open investigation. You're my son has his own channel with his fucking name on it. Okay? You obviously know his fucking name. How do you fucking get away with this doxing shit? I don't understand. Because you suck at it. You fucking suck at it. You sent police to a house I don't even live in. Yes, exactly, Smart Cookie. They were. They do look very unprofessional and trashy. But they sat up on panel like the fucking View, like cackling hags, just spewing out about a minor child's open investigation. No, like, if I have been threatened. I mean, look at my one live stream. People jumping in there saying that they were fucking you. Exactly. Exactly. Absolutely. Why would anyone post about a minor's assault on their channel? If it's an open case, that makes it worse. That makes it fucking worse. And I posted a news article and did not say anything about my daughter. I said, to the haters, it don't matter how they feel about you. That is a child. Absolutely. If you want to drag me, I don't give a shit. I can ignore you until you fuck and make such boring fucking content that I fucking lose people. Okay? Yeah, well, I don't want to. Right. It doesn't matter what they post. They should have not said anything. Exactly. Because you know what? The people that are talking about it, they don't even want to. And the reason, let's make something clear. The reason I stopped that one creator's stream was so she wouldn't get in trouble. Had nothing to fucking do with hiding anything. It's because I knew already, because I had sent some stuff to the police already, what was about to pop up. Okay? Because if you watch the other streamers, they're not showing. They're putting that shit up or blacked so you can't fucking see it. because nobody even wanted to cover this. But you have had to make it so fucking out there. And to those, no. Where's the mods? I am giving you 24 hours to take it the fuck down. And then I'm going to take my own legal fucking action. And Blazin, kiss my fucking ass, bitch. Go find your own shit. You're such a good investigator, right? You're such a good fucking investigator. Go find your own shit, you twisted bitch. I'd really fucking hate to see how you parent. You want to call me out on my fucking parenting? Why? Because my kids skip school? You know, this is 2026, right? They don't have truancy officers anymore. And up until the end of 2021, I had to fucking work. I know Carrie doesn't know what the fuck that means, but I had to fucking work. Okay? I had to fucking work. Sometimes double shifts. Okay? So I don't want to hear it. Oh, she's got compulsory school attendance. Yes, because when kids skip school, they take the parents to court now. They take the fucking parents to court, ho. Whether I was working or not. They don't have truancy officers. Okay? And actually, around the time that one came out, they were still being homeschooled, and my son refused to get on, so it doesn't matter. I don't care if their fucking views are down. They're not going to use this for fucking content. I will fucking take all 4 of them to court and make sure that my daughter gets compensated for the rest of her life if they fucking do anything to ruin this fucking case. And if you got one, anything from a Becky or a Lisa or anybody associated with them, they're part of the PFA. So you might want to look into whoever is giving you your information because, again, third party witness intimidation because she's a minor. Do you know what a minor is? It's a child under 18. Yep. I agree. Yeah, you know, it's funny too because as Giga just brought up, I thought my son was fucking insane, so I went out and bought fucking Ring cameras. Said somebody was fucking following him. Anybody want to answer for that? I ain't putting that up on here just to prove a point either. I'm not putting no more fucking proof up here. You guys can all kiss my ass because you're sick and fucking twisted. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. And they're just going to make it worse for traumatized children. Because my son is included, my minor son is included on that PFA as well for those same charges. So, as a witness, take it the fuck down. Do you know, I couldn't send my kids to school for 2 fucking days because of you. doing this and you're scared to go outside? No proof needed ever. Nope, I don't need to. Oh, I hope she fucking is. I hope they all 4 of them are. Carrie's a lazy piece of shit with literally nothing else to do but talk shit about people online. Yeah. And you know what's funny? Because everybody in here, almost everybody fucking in here, and probably most of them watching right now too, have told me, don't feed the fucking trolls. Well, guess what they fucking told me now? Why? Because you have, again, a minor child's, say it with me, a minor child's open investigation posted. And it doesn't even fucking matter where you got it from or how you got it. Why the fuck are you posting it? You are sick. And you think I'm fucking psychotic? You don't want to see me get fucking psychotic for real. Because I don't fucking need anybody. There is nothing in this fucking world that you can do to me that has not already fucking been done to me. Okay? I don't give a fuck. Well, this is a different situation, Smart Cookie, because otherwise I would agree. But, because that's what I've been doing, right? I haven't been saying fucking shit. Trying to intimidate a mother and her child, abusing the court system to try to silence you. These people have got to go. Well, that's up to YouTube, isn't it? I'm going to continue to privacy strike them for the next 24 hours until they take it the fuck down.
Yes.
The unicorn files, yeah. I got lots.
I love you.
I highly doubt after people pay, if their fucking cult followers would pay attention, they would understand that that's wrong, because I'm pretty sure a few of them have already figured that out, haven't they? Few of them. I'm pretty sure there's reasons other people fucking blocked you and did other things, just not over a bunch of fucking merchandise. Okay? I think you're full of shit. Literally. You're not going to fucking make views and earn fucking anything off of that information. Ever. A lot of people in Cherry's chat were calling her out for her post. She doesn't care. It is still up. Good. I will privacy strike it again. And the videos on all 4 channels. I will continue to do it over and over and over again for the next 24 fucking hours until you take it down. Or yep, I am almost at 750. Absolutely. So I may not be a big fucking channel. I didn't want to be a big fucking channel. I don't want to be fucking monetized. I just want to come on here, have a chill fucking channel, and watch fucking videos with a chat. That's it. And all the fucking past 2 weeks, I haven't said fucking shit. I haven't said nothing about you. But now I'm doing it. I don't know what she's jealous of. She's like the pimp promoter. Yeah, I could, but I'm giving him 24. Because after that, I'm going to call the state police. I have, haven't I, Bucky? You know, everybody. I don't either, but I do this particular detective because he is attached to the case. Take it down. You did, smart cookie. Yes, you did. Take it down off of your fucking pages. I'm not playing. I promise you. Not only will all 4 of you be slapped with a gag order, I will press the fucking witness intimidation charges. Actually, I don't even need to. The detective will fucking do it. And believe me, when I tell you this, not only did you get a police officer in trouble for that, he is like all of my area's police stations know that if any of you call in from another fucking state, they're just to take your information and pass it on to him. That's it. And yeah, he knows. He knows what my fucking son said. Especially if they're getting your information from people involved in your case, which is obviously they are. Absolutely. Or maybe not them directly, but somebody who knows them. Either way, it's still third party in this fucking state. Hussy, I don't think you'd fucking make it here in our fucking prisons. Especially being charged with witness intimidation of a minor child. They take that seriously in PA. That's why dude's sitting in prison with no bail in solitary confinement, because we don't have witness protection, or not witness, what is that called?
Protective custody.
Protective custody in PA anymore. You either go to the hole and sit by yourself until you go to court or trial, or they throw you in Gen Pop with no bananas. You want to talk about oversharing? Yeah. Why don't you stop oversharing about that shit? Because that's fucking gross. And the people in your chat, if they think what you're doing is okay, there's something wrong with them too. I'm good. Oh, he would love jail, wouldn't he? They'd love him here too. Because once Dude goes to trial, they're putting him in Gen Pop and they're going to just walk away. So I could imagine they're going to look at you the same fucking way, right? That's just my opinion. Yeah, he hides behind. Oh, he's getting plastic surgery. He won't need the wigs no more. That's what I bet you that's what this is about. He's gonna start another GoFundMe claiming he needs a lawyer because my son threatened him, which, let's be real, it's people get threatened on the internet all the time. I've got screenshots from fucking Facebook and TikTok threats. That shit happens. I call the police. You know what they say? Block them. Ignore them. I'm not ignoring this. You have 24 hours. And I promise you, on God and everything that I hold dear, I will fucking make sure you will all be picked up on charges. And trust me, okay? This trooper took a plane during the lockdown without pay to pick this man the fuck up in another state. Do you not, you don't think he'll fucking do it for you if you fuck up his case? Once you're drunk and fucked up asses to really fucking think about that. I really want you to fucking think about that. 24 hours. And I'm going to fucking privacy strike your channel every 15 minutes until you do. If I have to fucking drink coffee all fucking night to stay up and do it, I will fucking do it. Because I don't care anymore at this point. This is my fucking child, not yours, mine. Mine. You trolled your way into my fucking channels on other platforms. You fucking publicly announced it. It's everywhere. I have those clips too. You sent fucking trolls everywhere. For what? To further traumatize a minor child. Minor. With an open investigation. Like I said, if anything happens to this case, not only will that detective throw you in fucking prison for as long as he's allowed to, he'll do everything he fucking can to find charges. I promise you, because he's attached to this case. He's been with our family since fucking day one. So your little threats of your fucking lawyers. Yeah, about to be 23 hours. I didn't even see her. I don't care. You guys know what to do. They come in here disrespectful, you get them out. Because if they think that this fucking shit is good to further traumatize a minor child's very horrible situation and just fucking post it everywhere. It's an open investigation, people. Opened. Don't you think that this man deserves to go to fucking prison? He's facing 30 fucking years. Do you think that this is somebody that should be fucking walking the streets? Maybe he'll move down where you live, Carrie. Maybe he'll move out by you, Blaze, Fallon, because he don't care the ages. He's a pervert. That's what he does. He stalks women. This is a minor, though. This is a fucking minor. Oh, she probably would interview him because that's what she does, right? She interviews those type of people, has them up on panel. Rev kicks a kid. Let's have him up there. Shanny chooses alleged kid kicker. I'm going to be her friend. Because, see, when I came in here, I didn't know any of that. And if it wasn't for one of the mods in your fucking chats, you fucking Tetris tooth bitch, I wouldn't have even fucking known, and my ass would have been dumb just like you. Except, see, there is no fucking way. And you get word, you twist people's words. There's no way I would let my minor child come up on fucking panel. Let's make that fucking clear. Okay? You fucking cuntards, all four of you. When she becomes an adult, that is her fucking story. It's not yours. It's not Fallon's. It's not Blazing Banters. It's not Hussy's or mine or anybody else's. It is hers. And whatever my daughter chooses to do when she turns 18 and she heals and goes to therapy and does whatever she needs to do, I will fucking support her because I am her mother. We're at 23 hours now. And don't think I won't pull a fucking shanny and stay up all night, like I said, and fucking privacy strike all 3 fucking channels that have mentioned my minor child's situation. All 4 channels. It's up to you. Hey, maybe you could, maybe they'll let you fucking interview him from your prison cells. Who knows? I hear they got fucking tablets in there. You know? And I'm sorry for you people following these people. If you think that's okay, I post a news article, they dig up some shit. I don't know how the fuck they managed to make that. I don't really care. That's not the point here. What the point is, I am her mother. Okay? I'm her mother. She's a minor. They don't have my permission to post a minor's open case. I posted a fucking news article that does not mention her anywhere. I can drop it. It's got the same song in the background. It's got everything. So y'all can make up your mind. And what I do on my fucking other channels have nothing to do with it over here. You guys brought it over here. You brought their stuff over here. Not me. You. And I'm privacy striking right now. I'm not even waiting the 15 minutes. What's happening now, Mrs. Mudduck, is everybody told me to just go ahead and flip the fuck out because Carrie posted that shit up on her fucking community tab. My minor child's open investigation. I posted a news article. And I'm sorry. I don't owe you fucking shit. I don't even know you people. So I don't have to share what I fucking posted. That shouldn't even be the point, right? It's about a minor child's information of an open essay case with a PFA attached to it and a PFI. Where 2 people are listed on said PFI. Protection from intimidation. You know what that makes you? Third-party interference. Witness intimidation. It's up to you. Yeah. Yeah, I heard y'all are ban invading. Allegedly. Maybe I'll dig into that. Maybe I'll dig into that. But you know what? I'm not going to do that. No, I'm giving them 24 hours to do the right thing or they're going to jail. Where's the mods?
Is this a bag? No, that's not.
Can somebody get rid of that person, please? I'm not in the mood. Yep, when witness intimidation and ban evading. Absolutely. Yeah, get rid of this KC person. Because I'm about to say something that's really going to set her off if that bitch don't get off my page.
I definitely said a double cheeseburger or a double quarter pounder.
I got it.
No, but
Yeah, I got it.
I paid for it.
Where's
Give me one.
I'm still looking.
I'd call and ask for your receipt. Like, can I have you read off my receipt, please? Because it's senior.
I'm still looking for this supposed
I think you got the
video.
tell me you got the wrong thing. Because I never get the same 20 meetings.
Oh, I outed a scammer. That I did. I outed a scammer.
Oh, we're not open business hours. Thank you.
I'll call tomorrow if you want my business.
No, you are a promise.
Okay, get right below you, please. And the Carrie lovers, the little, I'm going to post a child's open investigation. And no, that's not what I posted, asshole. I posted a fucking newspaper article and I didn't mention nothing. All I said was, since it's already out there and I live in a small fucking town and everybody already knows, haters will be blocked. People have the original post. Your people who follow you motherfuckers are sick. You got sick people in your fucking chats. That's just my opinion. Oh, that's a Where's Waldo one. We don't need that. I still don't see it. I'm looking. I don't see shit. Don't see shit. My mom. Shared a video. By the way, again, when you make videos on TikTok, it's not like over here. Okay, so know your platforms before you go over there. Okay, see, there's these things called stitches, right? I literally made content. And guess what? My grandmother laughed. You know why? Because we roast each other all the time. Our entire family. Just how we are. Okay? Nobody gives a shit about a fucking stitch of me bitching because my grandmother let my kid bring a dog, another one, to our house. She thought it was fucking hilarious. What? Because I said I'm gonna spoil all of my grandchildren and give them fucking sugar? Like, really? I'm disrespecting. And let me make something else very clear. I pay fucking bills there. I pay to live there. I take care of my grandmother. Okay? I pay about $900. $900 every month in fucking bills and stuff that me and my kids need. What the fuck do you pay, Hussy? You're on fucking Section 8 and get SSI. Which, by the way, do they know you get money from TikTok? Because last time I heard, I had to report anything that I fucking made in the past 3-4 years, I think. I'd have to look at my paperwork. I've only made $11 since 2020 on fucking TikTok because they don't pay you over there like you think they do. Like, people make it seem like they get all this. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. So I don't know where you think you got these alleged fucking posts, but I don't see them. And I don't owe you shit. Isn't that what you say, Carrie? We still haven't seen those fucking text messages or those voice messages between you and Will. We've only heard what you wanted us to hear. Because you didn't want to get caught talking to a minor. Right? Make fun of my son's death, call it fake, because you thought I emailed myself. Do you fucking realize that I can barely run this fucking stream. It takes me forever to set it up. I had to come up here to also, oh, good, she deleted them because she's already in trouble. Let's see if the other ones will follow. Thank you, Carrie. Good job. Good job. I'm not bluffing either. Yeah. Going around blaming other content creators on fucking public servers on a fucking video game. Ian, is your servers, are you making sure that they're all 18 and plus? Is there a way for you to do that?
Yes. I mean, okay. Yes and no. Technically, a child can still join it, but then that's for you to go check the profiles.
But I mean, when you're playing.
Oh yeah, no. You have to have mods.
If you're in the middle of playing.
No, I'm not gonna know.
Right. You're not gonna have no idea, right? Okay. I just wanted to clear that up. Thank you. Because my son, that's what he does. He's taking classes to make video games. He's fucking streams through Discord. He does this shit. There's no fucking way to know. Okay? There's that. And all those years ago, I don't think they even had Discord and mods and stuff like that. I'm talking like probably back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, no, it was like 2010 when Discord came out.
Yeah, yeah. And even then, I think it was limited, right? Yeah, it was limited. Very limited. See, when I don't know something about a video game, I ask the video game expert in my family. If I can't pass a level in an easy video game, I ask the video game expert in the fucking family. Don't talk about something you don't fucking know nothing about. Copyrighted information.
I know it was.
Copyrighted information.
But I'm still thankful you went.
Everybody's just sharing that, right?
Yeah, I was sorry.
You did that.
No, I was sorry.
We're threatening to sue all of these other fucking content creators for what? For what? Because somebody hurt your fucking feelings on the internet? You guys are fucking retarded.
Take that word.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, I could pull up a site right now. I'm not going to because I don't want to get kicked off. But all you do is you hit a button to get into said site. And it just lets you in. Are you over 21 or are you over 18? Sure. And it lets you in. Yeah, I know. And I'm sorry, but just before I even got on here, I was watching my son while I was setting up. Play this. I don't know what the hell he's playing. But he was talking to people. I think he's got mods that watch for him. But, you know, like when you come on here too, my mods aren't always going to they're not going to be up 24/7. They're up right now this late. First of all, it's Friday. Second of all, they all told me to come and drag you anyways. After I've been quiet this whole fucking time. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Insane to accuse somebody of doing that while using a minor sexual assault as their own to gain views and money. Yeah. You guys are fucked up. If you think what I did was fucked up compared to what you're doing, yeah. It's a great thing, guys. Slap laws. Slap laws. SLAPP. And that protects you against psychopaths like this who like to sue people continuously and makes them have to pay everything for you. Now, I don't know how every state works. You have to look up your own state slap laws. But it's a handy tool to have. Yes, they are vile and disgusting. And like I said, they want to dox me. Go ahead. It's nothing I haven't already fucking shared. Okay? I might not have shared everything here when you people were fucking grilling me. Because why should I have to? We're not supposed to overshare on this channel, right? I mean, the few little things I did say to you guys needed receipts. And now look at you, facing fucking charges. I don't know, Fallon, Blaze, Hussy. Should I call the detective now? Should I wait the 24 hours? They should be in jail. They should be in jail for everything that they've done since they started their fucking YouTube channels. Because let's be real, guys. Both Hussy and Carrie are ban evading. Allegedly. Because they already lost what? Carrie, you lost what? 2 previous channels? Allegedly. Hussy, you lost about the same, allegedly. See, that's why I don't want to be monetized. I just want to do my own thing and be left the fuck alone. But you guys are really doing a great job. You and your fucking cult chat. I know I'm no different than the other people that they dislike, but I'm sorry. That is my child. I posted a newspaper article.
Wow. I've been gone for an hour. And I am back. But I want to move on from here. So give me my 10 seconds. Yeah, I like that 10-second breaky thing that they let you do. Hello. All right, we're back. So I want to just see if there's anything new on the war front. And if there is, I can carry on with it. If not, massive attacks. What else we got? Massive attacks, blah, blah, blah. Israeli says Khomeini killed. All right. So it looks like Khomeini was killed in the strike. And the votes were split. We'll see. We'll see what the outcome is. Yes. So I am going to call it a wrap because I wasn't really, I kind of don't feel like I was really participating in this too much. So I'm going to call it the wrap right now. Okay. Thank you so much for watching, and leave some comments. Tell me what you don't like or what you like. Or tell me a story. I like stories. That's it.